Whoa. Finished. Damn it. Hello, my darlings. Hello. I do apologize for the music ending and me not being prepared. How are you today, kids? How is everyone? I see we have a few in the chat already. Good to see you guys. Good to see everyone here. I know it's a bit of a challenging evening. You guys have so much to choose from. I know Raj is also live streaming, but unfortunately, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So, my darlings, what are we doing this evening? Well, this evening I'm starting with a cold beer. So I'm doing that. Hold on. Is it gonna blow up? Nope. It's good. Okay, so we're starting with that, but what else are we doing? What else are we doing, boys and girls? It's been exciting. It's been an exciting few days. The funny thing is, okay, we'll start with this one because it's going to be quite short, this one. Before we get to the main event, which is my commentary initially on a bit of Sarah Garvey's video. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I would like, if there are panelists who wish to talk about it, to get on board. So if you wish to jump on and have a chit chat about the Sarah Garvey interview with Tommy Robinson, I would be interested in that. Now I'm not ready yet, so you can sit in the back chat if you wish, but I'm definitely going to be putting out the StreamYard link right now just to get everyone up there. And if anybody actually, I don't think anyone here is an admin, are they? Base, big up Base in the house. Base is still around there. Well, say if you guys want to repeat it, but generally I'm not taking the panel just yet. The panel's going to be about 45 minutes or so. So I just want to go through some of the things I have for today's chat, and then set it up for the Sarah Garvey, show a little bit of clips of the Sarah Garvey interview, and then perhaps discuss it on a panel if anybody is interested. So let us, without further ado, begin. The first kind of a surprise, hey Welsh, how's it going? Kind of a surprise situation was actually the video I posted of Shamsi having a chat, or ignoring a chat, if you will, with two ladies at Speaker's Corner. These two women were desperate, I guess, for some whatever reason, to have a conversation or get in with the conversation that Shamsi was having with a black guy. I guess he was trying to desperately convert this man, and obviously in front of his own cameras and so on. And then these two ladies would, or certainly the blonde one, who could speak some Arabic as well, so she definitely had a Middle Eastern connection, I think, wanted to get in on that conversation. So and the surprise here is actually, I'm gonna show you guys what I mean with the what I find quite shocking is I posted this video on what was it, the 20th, which is 3 days ago, which was what, Monday. Yeah, I posted it on Monday. Thought nothing of it, didn't even bother with putting in a little intro or anything that I normally do for my, saying it's Banksy style videos. I did nothing. I just whacked it on there. I just thought, fuck it. It was just like a nothing burger, nothing video that I just whacked on there because I figured I've recorded it, I might as well put it on there. And the ladies are, interesting, shall we say. These two women have, well, let's put it this way. The brunette here in this image, if you guys can see what I can see, the brunette here is very ample. She's a very fuller-figured lady, shall we say. I mean, I'm not saying fuller-figured in a fat way. I'm saying that she has gazongas, fun bags that are unbelievably large. It was amazing. And to be honest with you, they are very Barbie dollish girls. And the blonde one has, pumped up lips, and it's a porn star thing. I thought they were porn stars. I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. I thought they were porn stars. I genuinely thought these two women were either strippers or porn stars. Now, I could be completely wrong, and I apologize, ladies, if you ever do see this, which you won't, that I may have got it wrong, but it was just, to me, they just looked straight up porn starish. You know, they had the breasts done, they had the lips done, they had everything done. They had this brunette lady had a cutest little dog, a Pomeranian, with a pink tail. Gorgeous little dog. But they just were the epitome of either porn stars or some kind of Hollywood wannabes. Anyway, and they were desperately trying to get in. Now I'm just gonna play this silently because what Shamsi has to say, who cares? And they were desperately trying to get in on, and this is the two ladies. They were desperately trying to get in on the Shamsi conversation. Shamsi kept moving away, didn't want to talk to them, and in fact had these Muslim brothers surrounding the area where she wanted to. Oh, by the way, that's Posey Parker, that's Katie Jane. Anyway, the lady who put up the sign against or saying definition of woman, definition of woman, female, was it female human, something, damn it, forgot the damn slogan that she uses. Hold on, let me find it. Here we are. Posey Power. It's actually Kelly J. Keane is her real name, and yes, her slogan is famously woman, noun, adult, female, human, female, and she's obviously challenging the trans community. But the funny thing is, it's not that this video was anything remarkable. It's the amount of views. First of all, it's got 1,500 views, which again I thought nothing. 132 comments, mostly from Shamsi's little suck boys, who would like to suck on his lula, as Ralph would say. So yeah, there's a bunch of little succubuses, little suck boys of Shamsi. And they are all they're all commenting in the text. Oh, big up brother Shamsi, these women look tyranny. But yeah, I mean, you can see these ladies are amply figured, I guess. I don't know what else to say. They are, I mean, admittedly, no, the blonde one isn't as, I mean, she's got a big ass hip on her, big ass ass. She's got some junk in the trunk, I can tell you that. But I guess up front she's not all that. But this one, holy crapololi, this brunette one, I don't know if I'm gonna get a better shot here. But let's go through. Yeah, I mean the hair is covering the exposed area, which is kind of good because I'm on YouTube. But yeah, oh my god, they were giant. They are ginormous. I mean, you could kind of see, you can tell they are fairly hefty. And look at the little doggy. But yeah, these ladies got a lot of attention. At least I don't know whether the ladies got a lot of attention, but this video got a lot of attention for some reason. Anyway, it's on the channel for you all to watch, so I'm not going to labor the point. But Shamsi, as always, runs. Run, Shamsi, run. Run, Devilman, run. Yes, our friend the Shamsi ran like a little girl, like girly men. He is a girly man. He ran, Shamsi. He just didn't want to. He does not want to engage. Don't lie, Banksy. You would tap that. Oh, dude. Either one of them at any given moment, on any second. I have virtually no standards. But let's be honest, Afghan, they were not exactly ingratiating themselves to me. Although that we were very friendly with them, but at one point they came and tried to stand, I think, in the circle me and Jordan M were, and I think they were kind of going for him, but he didn't give them any attention, so they ejected. But the lady dems were out there, buxom, exactly old school. He has the words buxom, and they certainly were. Buxom is the word. Let me see. Yeah, unfortunately, it's hard to. It's the brunette. The brunette is very buxom. the blonde is okay. And yeah, Posey Parker was kind of debating and defending the ladies, but this blonde one was desperate to get in on that conversation. That was crazy. Anyway, moving on. The next gem of Speaker's Corner on Sunday is actually this little footage, which I think I've just spoiled it actually. But this was an exciting thing that happened, and Ali Dar was showing his chivalrous side to women as always.
Can I give this?
Hey! Oi! Oh, yeah.
Oh, how chivalrous of you, Mr. Dawa. Yes, that's how we treat the lady dems, right? Right, Mr. Dawa? Is that how we treat the ladies? I mean, you couldn't just ask her not to sit on your chair.
Can I give this?
Hey!
Look at that.
Oi!
Can I give this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, are you sorry now?
Wait there. Oi!
It's fine. Did you do that? Did you do something? Don't push me.
Whoa! Move! Little prick.
Someone, I'll knock your teeth out. I'll knock your teeth out.
Knock your teeth out.
I dare you.
Allow it.
He threw the chair away from the lady.
Allow it.
He threw the chair away from the lady.
Don't mess around. Come here.
Control yourself.
I just saw you what you did.
He threw the chair away.
Chair away. Watch out. Listen to me. Okay. Listen.
He threw the chair away. He threw the chair away from Hatun, and Hatun fell down.
He pulled the chair away.
We got it on camera.
I didn't know this was property at the time or not. Okay.
Not Hatun chair. There. Hatun.
What is it?
Let PC Bounce know what happened.
Oh, when I sat on the chair, Ali Dava pushed the chair. I fall on the floor, and then Ali Dava hit my brother. That is my brother. That's the summary. So, is this chair allowed to be here?
Now, you know, normally I wouldn't critique this little story of Hatun's, but since Hatun, you're a Christian and you're supposed to tell the truth at all times, that wasn't really truthful now, was it, Hatun? Ali Dawa pulled the chair away from you, yes, but Ali Dawa didn't hit your friend. Your friend pushed Ali Dawa. That's what actually happened. Your friend was the person who put hands on Ali Dawa. Now, maybe you didn't see that, which I doubt because you were right there. But the camera doesn't lie. And unfortunately, I think you did. What would Jesus do, Hatun? What would Jesus do? Oh, I don't know. I don't really care. It was a little bit of drama, which I missed, by the way. I missed all of this. I came after all of this. I'd already finished. But it was interesting. It was interesting. But what I like is this bit towards the end when the police eventually get Mr. Dawa to pack his shit up because he's there shamelessly plugging his Salam Institute, which he makes a fortune out of. I think it's estimated around £6 million a year. And so he had to do that. I mean, obviously Bob came in on it. Oh, there's a moment here. There's a moment here, I think.
To lie and not ask for the He pushed him. No. He pushed him. You are lying. You are lying. You are lying.
Hatun, your friend pushed Ali first. Then Ali pushed him. And you were sitting on the chair that was theirs. You know you were kind of encroaching upon their space. We all know that. But that's okay. You know, that's how it is. There's a little bit of banter, a little bit of frenemy.
And you know, Allah
Is this the amazing Ummah? Is this the amazing Deen of Islam? Listen, there was nothing going on. Who's the fun, man?
Now, the funny thing is this chap in the mask, the black chap, he screamed and sort of tried to get everyone to move away. I had a really long conversation with him. He is actually incredibly nice, and he is he's actually looked into like the philosophies of Shinto and Buddhism, and he's had a discussion with a Buddhist, he said, that day about the 5 noble truths and all of these things of Buddhism. He's a very actually gentleman and a polite guy. It's just this environment kind of gave a bad impression of him. And I know this is it's weird, but I had like a 2-hour conversation with which was not recorded by anyone at Speaker's Corner. And this is the thing about Speaker's Corner, a lot of things go unrecorded. Me, Mohammed, Afghan Mohammed, Jordan M, and this chap and a couple of others had almost a 2-hour conversation about Islam, philosophy, abstract thinking, all of these things, and whether the rules of Islam are really useful or valid, or etc., etc. These people were all very nice people. I can't, this is the thing about video. It shows this individual right now as an incredibly aggressive individual. And so it's going to be marked down as, oh, look at these aggressive Muslims shouting and screaming. But it's just the environment. It's amazing how, we get the snippets of a person, but we don't really get the whole person, and we judge them upon those snippets, which actually kind of is a nice segue into the video that we want to get into, which is actually the video I want to actually let me just, there was a video, actually I should show you guys this before I show you the Saragavi video. I think that's it's useful for us to see this before we see the Saragavi one. It's a 7-minute video, but I think we'll get the gist. Now, this just remember this little clip of this man, screaming and looking kind of aggressive, but he's not really. He's generally not.
Is this the amazing Dean of Islam? Oi! Listen, there was nothing going on. Just move on, man. Move on. What's wrong with you guys? Hey, what's wrong with you guys?
You see how this man appears an aggressive person, but he's actually an incredibly gentle individual. So this is what I mean about, I just want to kind of highlight that people are not the way you catch them in these moments, and I think that speaks volumes for the video that I want to play next, which is this one. Which again, I think it leads up to. So you see it from a black Muslim man being incredibly aggressive. Now we can make hay out of that and make out that this is an angry black man. Look how black men behave, always shouting and angry and aggressive. Whilst in reality, that person isn't actually a very aggressive individual. He's actually a very, very gentle, calm individual. It was just that moment. He wanted to disperse the people, so he kind of made an outburst in order to get people to just walk away. Whilst here, this is another person who got a bit angry.
Anyone else fucking raging watching the scenes in London? I heard there was about 10 lads guarding that Churchill memorial, that Churchill statue, only for the police to come and remove them, to move them out the way so that scumbags could deface it. Like, what is going on? What is going on when the police, who are meant to be there to maintain the law, they're meant to be there to protect statues, to prevent people desecrating them, defacing them. But instead they move the people who are there to protect them. I just see, I don't know how many more of you have seen, I've seen someone's put up for a unity demonstration in London next Saturday. Do you know what? If you're a lad, or you call yourself a lad, and you're a football lad, and you go to football, and you give a shit at all about our country, our history, our culture, our identity, I expect you're going to be in London next Saturday. Because you know what? And this is such a shame on the police, because people, the British public, shouldn't feel the need to travel into the capital city. We should know that you're going to police them arseholes, those total scumbags. Your job is to police those streets. Unfortunately, you've let them do what they're doing, whilst the media report it as they're peaceful protesters, whilst 27 police officers are put in hospital.
Okay, now this is the segment I would imagine most people would have taken as Tommy Robinson showing his racism. I would presume this would be it. It's
Such a shame on the police, because people, the British public, shouldn't feel the need to travel into the capital city. We should know that you're going to police them arseholes, those total scumbags. Your job is to...
arseholes, those total scumbags. Now, he's not making it clear. I think before every one of those things, he should have said those BLM scums and assholes, those BLM Antifa protesters. He should have caveated himself that way, but of course he didn't. So what do people think? Oh, he's talking about all black people, isn't he? Of course he must be talking about all black people, because he mentioned the protesters. He didn't just specify that these are communist, Marxist individuals, which are actually quite a lot of them are white Antifa types. He should have put a lot more caveats in what he said, but he didn't. And so now he comes to Sarah Garvey in order to be put over the rack, in order to atone for his misdeeds. And I think to some extent this is the problem of civic nationalism, is that if you are not constantly walking on eggshells of race relations and caveating yourself and saying that this is all Marxist and this and that, and this is just about the Black Lives Matter, not about the black community as a whole, well, yeah, there you go. Now you're going to have to sit down and suck some cock, Tommy, and beg for forgiveness because you didn't specify it well enough. Now, I can appreciate in this instant the ethno-nationalist side, because Ralph and his crew kind of did a examination of this as well, and they were like, a white Englishman should never have to apologize for any of this, and if he was an ethnat, he wouldn't have to apologize because he just simply say, oh, yeah, I'm racist, so what of it? Which is something that Tommy doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to just say, I'm a racist and this is my country and what are you going to do about it? Because he himself, he knows his own history. He knows his mother is of an Irish heritage, and so he knows he's not. He's only second generation white person in this country. He's mixed race between Irish and English or Anglo-Saxon. So even he himself acknowledges that, the Irish were not natives to the lands of England. But of course, you see, in this convoluted, fucked up mindset of people like Ralph and the ethno-nationalist movement, someone like Tommy, after one generation of, having an Irish mum, is considered fine. He is Anglo-Saxon suddenly. He's of this land, whilst 1,000 generations of Sarah Garvey, and he'll never belong here. That's the fucked up scenario, where Lucy Brown, who has a Polish grandfather, is now considered white as white English as the in-group, and yet Priti Patel will never be considered the in-group. And this is why their inconsistency in this race issue, this regressive sort of, what's it called? Their efforts in trying to reduce everything down to race, and eventually who is truly the true race of this, or natives of this country, it gets muddy. It gets really fucked up, because they themselves find themselves in massive inconsistent waters, in which, is Lucy Brown a native English person, or is she a quarter Polish? And does that qualify her? Well, if that qualifies her, how come Priti Patel doesn't get qualified? And what segments of Anglo-Saxon do you have to have in your blood, and what RNA and DNA and haplogroups do you have to be in really to belong to this land and to be considered native? This is what I mean. They get caught up in all that shit, and that's their issue. But I still don't think Tommy should be dragged over the coals for the fact that he didn't quite clearly specify he was talking about these race-baiting BLMs versus the black community as a whole. I don't know. I don't think he should have apologized. He should be on his knees practically apologizing to Sarah Garvey. And Sarah tries to like hold his feet to the fire. Now, I don't really care about watching the whole of this video. I don't want to comment on all of it, but I am interested in this segment because this is telling across the whole of this video. If you want to go watch the video, the Sarah Garvey channel, it's available there. Go ahead and watch it. But there's this clip here that I'm interested in highlighting.
Next question.
Basically, about...
Sorry, not this one. Not this one. This one. This is another bit that we're going to come to later. But this clip here,
who are now dying at the hands of Black Lives Matter and the rallies that they're or the anger that they're bringing. So, and again, if I go on to research, do you believe black people are being disproportionately murdered by the police?
I tell you what I do know.
Yeah.
In America specifically.
Okay, now look at this switch, bait and switch. Tommy's talking about British police. He baits and switches to American. And this is what Sarah does this entire interview. He chooses the side and the conversation he wants to have that suits him at any given moment. So when it comes to, do you think that that black people are being disproportionately killed in Britain? He goes to America. Well, I can fucking go to Uganda. If I want to bitch about Iranian lives matter, I can point out that 14-year-old children are being murdered in the streets of Tehran. So I have some sort of grievance with the British government. What the fuck? What? Hello? What the fuck are you talking about? This is exactly what ISIS people do, where they see Syrians and Iraqis being killed and they go, well, they're part of the Islamic Ummah. I have to go and fight the kuffars over there. I have to go and fight American and British foreign policy and join ISIS. What the fuck does a black man in Britain quoting American statistics and American tragedies and police mistreatment? What the fuck are these things have anything to do with each other? Except the fact that you're all black. So in that case, you're part of the Ummah, right? This is the black Ummah that he's talking about.
Yep.
In 2006,
yep,
the FBI done a 9-page report.
Yep.
If you want to look at it, if anyone else wants to look at it,
I've looked
on documentcloud.org.
About white supremacists.
They have investigated that there are white supremacist neo-Nazi gangs infiltrating the police forces of.
Yeah, in America, the FBI did a report in America. What the fuck does the FBI have to do with Britain? This is the problem that Tommy doesn't even call him out on this shit. He doesn't even say, excuse me, sorry, FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations for the United States. What does that have to do with Britain? I'm sorry, do you live in the United States? This is the black Ummah we're talking about. This is what they are talking about. They have a black Ummah and the black people all around the world are united. And yet I don't see him giving statistics of what's happening to black people in the Congo. He's not giving me any statistics of what black people are doing in Zimbabwe, or the ones that have been taken as indentured servitude and slaves, Ugandan Ghanaians, who are having to work and being beaten and sexually abused in what's it called? Not Libya, Lebanon, or in Dubai. Those black workers who have their passports taken from them and have nails smacked into their hands and feet. Where's the report on that? What the fuck do I give a shit about the American FBI's report about how they treat blacks in America or infiltration of white supremacists in the American police system? I don't give a shit about the American police system any more than I do about the Lebanese police or the Saudi police or the Congolese police. It's Britain you're living in. Who gives a shit what happens around the world? If you're tallying up atrocities around the world, believe me, black people are suffering a hell of a lot more in fucking Libya, Lebanon, and fucking Dubai than there ever are in the United States. You really want to start tallying up where black people are suffering the most? I think you're looking in the wrong fucking place. But of course, you're not going to point out the slave trade that's going on in Libya, where they're literally selling black people. They are selling black people in Libya. But no, FBI in the United States, that's the report that really matters. That's where our focus is, because white supremacists are infiltrating the American police system, but they are literally taking black people as slaves in fucking Libya. They've got fucking chains around their necks. But no, you're not going to call that out? I bet you, I can 100%, no, I 100% do guarantee you. Go watch this entire video. You will see not one mention of Libya, not one mention of Lebanon, Saudi Arabia or Dubai, how those black people are being treated there, because he clearly doesn't give a shit about actual slavery of black people. He only gives a shit about the FBI report.
America.
Yep.
Okay, that's the FBI. But if we go back, black people have known that there have been white supremacists within the police force of America for a long time.
Again, who gives a fuck? It's America. I live in Britain. I'm sorry, I don't really give too much of a shit about what is going on with black people in America, because they live in America. And if I were to start helping black people, I'd start with Libya. They are in far, far more dire consequence than the blacks are suffering in America. But this doesn't meet your agenda. This doesn't suit you, because you're here to tell fuck white people. That's what you're here to do. You know, the regressive agenda that atheism is unstoppable always puts up. Actually, let me find you the regressive agenda, and I'm gonna post that shit up and see how many points Sarah Garvey hits. Let's just bring up the regressive agenda that was made famous. Sorry, guys. Let's go down the regressive agenda here. Let's see how many of these the Sarah Garvey actually fucking hit. Number 1, fuck white people. White people are racist. There's number 1. He's already on that one. Number 2, fuck America. Blame America and its military for every problem on earth. What was he talking about? The FBI report? Sorry, let's just track back a little bit. What did he go to first?
They want total anarchy and chaos, as we're seeing in the rally.
Look at it. If anyone else wants to look at it,
I've looked at
it. I do know.
Yeah.
In America specifically.
Yep.
In 2006.
Yep.
The FBI.
Yep.
Done a 9-page report.
Yep.
If you want.
9-page report. So, fuck white people. White people are racist. Fuck America. Blame America and its military for every problem on earth. Number 3, defend the Muslims. Now, admittedly, Sarah Garvey is an exception on this particular count. He does not defend the Muslims. Create a false equivalency with Christianity and muddy the waters. He despises Islam, and I give him at least that much credit that he does actually shit on Islam and actually point out Islam's flaws anyway. Number 4, fuck the cops. Let's see how far it takes till he gets to fuck the cops. Number 4, fuck the cops. Let's see how far he gets into this before you see fuck the cops.
You want to look at it? If anyone else wants to look at it,
I've looked at
documentcloud.org.
About white supremacists.
They have investigated that there are white supremacist neo-Nazi gangs infiltrating the police forces of America.
Yep.
Okay, that's the FBI. But if we go back, black people have known that there have been white supremacists within the police force of America for a long time. If we go back to 1988, right? NWA, which is a rap group, made a song called "Fuck the Police."
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner, John. We have a winner. Number 4, fuck the cops. We made it to number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Give him, what do we got for her, Johnny? Give that man a prize, because he made it to number 4, fuck the cops. Number 5, fuck conservatives and Republicans. I'm not entirely sure how far we're going to get with that one, but we certainly hit number 4 so far. Number 5, fuck conservatives and Republicans, and number 6, save the blacks. Treat black people as if they are helpless infants who lack agency and can do nothing but can be nothing but victims. Number 5 and 6, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on that. Fuck conservatives and Republicans. Save the blacks because they're infants. Let's see how far we get before we get to point 6 and 5 and 6. We already hit number 4.
Why did they make that? They were speaking about the police brutality within their song. If you go to 1991, we find the LAPD and the CCTV, the video footage that surfaced of them beating Rodney King to within an inch of his life. Okay, if we go to 1992, Ice-T made a song called Cop Killer. Okay, black people for a long time in America have...
Yeah, but those he made a song called Cop Killer, right? A song about people killing cops. Or was it about the cops killing? I'm not entirely sure how he means by that. He says cop killer. The guys killing cops, like a recent video I posted about Gavin Long, a guy who was so race baited by TYT that went out and killed 6 cops in Baton Rouge. So yeah, I'm not sure whether he means the cop killer or cops that are killers. Let's see. But at the moment, we're holding out for fuck the conservatives and Republic. Black people are helpless children that need to be saved.
I've known that there have been racist elements within the police force. So whether or not they're disproportionately killed, there are more white people in America anyway, Tommy.
No, I know, but the point is...
But I said, we know this, and we have known this. It's only to 2006 the FBI have investigated it. We've known it from before 2006. So when George Floyd is on the floor and an officer has his knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Yeah. Here we are. I think you could put this down as save the blacks because, of course, George Floyd did nothing wrong, right? George Floyd didn't resist arrest. He didn't get in the fucking car when he was supposed to. No, he absolutely got in the car when he was supposed to, except they dragged him back out of the car and then nailed him to the floor and stuck his knee on his neck because George Floyd was just the most cooperative citizen around, right? Right? Is that what it is? Oh, no, sorry. What happened? Yeah, George fucking resisted arrest and he resisted getting in that fucking car and apparently he necked the fucking ton of drugs that he had on him in order not to be caught with that drugs on him. Yeah, George Floyd wasn't innocent. It wasn't this save the blacks, treat black people as if they are helpless infants who lack agency and can be nothing but victims. There you go. We got number 6 already down. George Floyd did nothing wrong, right? He had no part to play in his demise because it was just the cops wanting to kill him. If you got in the car, George, you might still be a fucking live. Why didn't you get in the car, George? Why didn't you get in the fucking car when they told you to get in the car?
Tommy, you have to understand the kind of anger and fury that would cause.
Again, why the fuck is that got to do with anything in Britain? If anger and fury is to be caused by the mistreatment of black people, then the black people of this country should be fuming at every woman and man who's been beaten and had nails put into their fingers and arms and fucking legs in Libya, in Lebanon, in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia. You fuckers are not outraged at all about those things. I didn't see one Black Lives Matter protest in regards to the workers in Dubai, workers in Qatar, workers in Libya, even though there's endless fucking reports of these things. You cunts only marched when some black dude in America fucking got killed. Like as if there aren't black people being killed in fucking Congo, in Zimbabwe, in Malawi, in fucking Libya. No black people are being killed there, right? Black people are just living happy as Larry in those countries. It's only the American fucks. Fuck the white people, right? Fuck the white people, fuck America. Agenda 1 and 2. They're the only places where black people are suffering and being killed. Because if a black American dies, then Black Lives Matter. But if a black Ghanaian dies in indentured servitude in Libya or Lebanon, no. Their lives don't actually matter. So really what it comes down to is some lives matter. Some lives matter, Sarah. Isn't that right? I don't think, I think this bullshit about this Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, all lives matter. No. What I've noticed is some lives matter. And it all depends on which ones you really care about. That's all it is some lives matter. That's the real truth behind all of this bullshit. Is only some lives matter. Only the ones in America matter. Not the ones in Ghana. Not the ones in Lebanon. Not the ones chained to fucking tires. They're literally wheels. They put chains through the wheels to weigh them down in fucking Libya, the slaves that they have. I'll find some videos. Takia Watch does amazing videos about those all the time. None of those seem to matter, though, Sarah. No marching for those fuckers. No, fuck those guys. Because they're not the lives that really matter. Anyway, before I get too fucking pissed, I wanna show this gentleman, and his questions were very, very, very poignant, and I think we should listen to this one.
The BLM organisation and everything being aimed about the black community.
All right. Next question.
Basically, about he said that you called in the video, the rant video, the football lads to come down. Now, I was in conversation with the protest that we was going to do to save the statues days before the rant come out.
So there was already a protest organised by Chelsea, Millwall, West Ham. Before I went on my rant, yeah? Those football hooligans were already coming to London. That was before I went on my rant.
That was before that. So we was already going to go there. So Tommy didn't incite people to go there because we was already going to go there.
When you say we, who are we? Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, when you say we was going to go there, just black people
British
in general.
people.
Right. Okay.
Black, white, whoever's
Right.
British.
Football
Are you?
Now look at the difference in Sarah, because Sarah Garvey is a black supremacist. Sarah Garvey only cares. He doesn't consider this country his country. He thinks that he has to eventually move back to Africa. He is a black nationalist, black supremacist. He wants black people to be segregated from white. He doesn't really consider himself British, because when this guy says us, our people, he means the British. He includes himself in the collective British, black, whites, Asians, whatever. He doesn't see himself as separate from the white British man. He sees himself as a British man, and those people marching with him are of him. Sarah doesn't see that. Sarah is not, the white British are not of him. He sees himself separated from the rest of this society, or the white portion of this society. I don't think he even would consider me or an Indian or a Pakistani as part of his collective. He sees us all as others. This is racism. This is racism. When you don't see yourself as part of other people and as a brethren amongst others, you only see yourself amongst your own black people as your own, or even if you're white people as your own. Sarah Garvey is actually the one who is truly racist in this conversation. He is truly the true racist in this, because he doesn't see himself as the same as the rest of the country. He is separate from everyone else. He sees himself and his brethren, black brethren, as separate. When this gentleman says us, he means everyone, because he actually isn't racist. While Sarah is now highlighting, trying to figure out, does he mean black people? Because I only hang out with black people. I only consider black people as my people, as us. When I say us, I mean black us, not British us, not black and white and Asian and Iranian and all the rest. No, only black is us. Whilst this guy, he actually means us, as in us. We all live in this country together, so we are us. We are one. he is actually not racist. Sarah Garvey exposed himself as an actual racist in this conversation. But I don't know how many people actually picked that up.
I went on my rant. Yeah? Those football hooligans were already coming to London. That was before I went on my rant.
The thing is, look at this. Tommy is constantly apologizing. Look at his body posture.
Right. Okay.
Hold on.
London.
Look at this. Look at this. He's already got his hands up in a surrender form. He's already up surrendering. It's not me, guys. I surrender. I am sucking cock tonight. Please don't fucking come at me anymore. I'm already surrendering. He's already fucking surrendered. Psychologically, he's already surrendered. He came to this interview to beg for forgiveness. He didn't come to this interview to fight his corner and explain his position. He came to beg for forgiveness. That's why he's here. And Sarah is just milking it for all it's worth. But out of these two, believe it or not, the one who is actually racist is the man who's wearing that white, green, and orange top with the white trainers. That is the actual racist in this bunch. But no one will ever dare to fucking point that out. God forbid.
That was before I went on my rant.
That was before that. So we was already going to go there. So Tommy didn't incite people to go there because we was already going to go there too.
You see the terminology that gentleman uses. We was already going to go over there. We were already going there. He considers the collective we, the British, as we. Now you see Sarah doesn't actually agree with that. In his mind, the collective we for him is only the black people. There is no white people in his collective we. That's why he's a racist.
You say we, who are we? Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, when you say we was going to go there, just black people
British
in general.
people.
Right, okay.
Black, white, whoever's
Right.
British.
You see what I mean? You see, blatantly exposed himself as who is truly the racist here. And yet no one fucking called him out on this bullshit. No one called him out. This was a poignant moment in this entire interview, in that entire day, where Sarah Garvey pointed out his actual racism, where he doesn't think the collective we means him with other white people. He's only about the blacks. His collective we are only black people. They don't include white people. Whilst this guy with the glasses is actually not a racist. He actually when he says we, he means everyone. And he had to explain that to Sarah.
That was before that. So we was already going to go there. So Tommy didn't incite people to go there because we was already going to go there too.
When you say we, who are we? Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, when you say we was going to go there, just black people
British
in general.
people.
Right, okay.
Black, white, whoever's
Right.
British.
Football
And
lads.
yeah.
Are you part of FLA?
I'm not. No, I've got no connection with.
Okay,
with
okay.
them. I'm
All right.
just myself.
Right,
So,
okay. No, I'm just trying to figure out.
Right, so it wasn't because the rant wasn't because of the people weren't coming down because of the rant, basically. But do you think that when you put your video out afterwards about what happened, you're actually throwing fire on the rant afterwards, so more people will look at it and then say, "Oh, because."
There you go. Now this guy is actually calling out Sarah, saying you're now race baiting afterwards because we were still going to go down there regardless. We, as in the British we, and you just went ahead and inflamed even more racial tension by trying to make out that Tommy's rant was some racist thing, that all these racists are now going to come down because of Tommy's rant and have a fight with the black folks, whilst that wasn't the intention whatsoever.
Sarah says, could it be racial? Could it be because of this? Because, but do you think you're throwing fire onto something that's
Onto
not
me?
Like I said, right? Black people are reactionary people.
Yeah.
They're not a proactionary people. Had I not seen that, there would have been no video. I reacted to that video.
You realise that I reacted to burning the wall, burning the flag, smashing up the cenotaph.
Yeah, but the way in which you reacted.
Yeah, but you do understand.
But the way he reacted, how did he react? His reaction wasn't even that bad. And it wasn't that he called out black people as an N-word this and N-word that and get rid of those filthy N-words. I've literally listened to people on Discord be 1,000 times more racist than this. It wasn't even close to being racist. And if you actually take what he said for what it was, which was about the Black Lives Matter movement, you would understand what he was saying. But if you want to take it as a racist, you can take it however way you want. But because you are a racist, Sarah, you will take it in a racial content. You will take it as racist because you are not we. You are not part of we. You're not part of the British we. Not like that man in the glasses. No, you are a racist who only thinks about the black people and only considers himself as the collective of black people. Black people are your collective, your we. So, of course, from a racist will see another racist, will see racism in everything. They say, there's an old Iranian saying, they say the thief thinks everyone's a thief because he sees everyone as being thieves because he himself is a thief. A racist will see everyone as racist. Of course, you see everything as race. As in a racial context, you see everyone else as being racist. You suspect everyone must be racist because you're racist. And yet you sit there on your fucking pedestal, high and mighty, like as if you elevate above the rest of us, and you're begging, you're looking down at Tommy Robinson, asking, getting him to beg for forgiveness. Beg, white man, for my forgiveness. Kiss my white trainers. Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, I want this little interaction for this guy to finish, and then I'll just go to the panel.
That was reaction, totally reaction.
So yeah, if you guys are interested in a panel, let me know. Jump on the panel now, and I'll post the link again, and sit in the back chat until I'm ready.
I understand, but the way you...
Have you seen the images of them burning the flag?
I haven't, I'm not going to lie to you.
You need to see it, because she gets up in front of everyone cheering, and in fact then the other images, I put it into my hour-long video, fuck the Union Jack, fuck the Union Jack. The other images of a black hand punching a white face on a big banner that they're holding up. All of these things played a part in why I went on that rant. I know people just saw the rant, but you don't see what I'm watching before that. Did you see the image of the young boy getting booted everywhere? The young white boy is 17 years old while they're booting him, talking about 400 years of slavery. Or the other boy, they lift up his top and I put it all into my video. They start juking him in the back, little white lads, and they're all screaming at him and jumping all over him. All of these things, my head did explode, and I accept it exploded. But all of these things I see as a problem of race-bait politics, and I see as getting the far left can't win an election through votes. They cannot do it. Okay, so what's next? Bring down the system. How do they?
Okay. Tommy goes off on a little rant here.
Shot him was Hispanic. There's lie after lie after lie. This organisation will wind them up about historical abuses. We'll flood all these false headlines, flood all this false narrative. Which look, if you go through BLM, hands up, don't shoot, lie. The original shooting that they said was by a white supremacist, lie. The police officer who shot him was Hispanic. There's lie after lie after lie. This organisation lies. And the purpose of it, to get young, angry black men out on the streets to riot and do what they can't do. And that's what I see happening. And my rant was as much as, not just because I'm angry in that, I'm angry about the black community being used. I'm angry about it. Sorry, I interrupted you.
And also, with actual Black Lives Matter now, you said earlier on, and I'm so glad that Tommy didn't answer it, because I feel you was guiding him down a little path when you said about nationalists. Okay, I am a black British nationalist. I'm proud of my country. So would you now say, because now you know that I'm one of the people who went to support the statues because it's my country. In the rant, I saw nothing wrong because he said our statues, our this. Believing for me, when I've seen it, it means ours as British.
Exactly. This is exactly, I didn't want to interrupt, but exactly this is what that guy is now calling out Sarah Garvey's position, because Sarah Garvey doesn't think, when Tommy says our, Sarah doesn't include himself in that our. That is not his we. When Sarah Garvey says our, he means the black our. Our this, our that is all about the black people, not about the British. So when he hears Tommy say our, because his mentality is, when I say our, I mean all black people. When Tommy says our, then he must mean only white people. Because I'm a racist, he must be also a racist. That's why Sarah didn't see that rant as anything but racist. He couldn't see it from anything apart from racist because that's the perspective that he's coming from. He comes from a perspective of a racist, so he sees everyone else as racist. If he truly saw it from the position, that's why that guy in the glasses he didn't see it as a racist rant. This man didn't see it as a racist rant because he doesn't come from the position of our means just black people. When he says our, when he says us, when he says this is our land, this is our country, he means the white, the blacks, the browns, everyone. He means the British. He's not talking about just the black people. While Sarah Garvey doesn't see that. He's oblivious to that vision. Because all he sees when he says our is black people. When I say our I only mean black people. So when Tommy says our, it must be only white people. It couldn't possibly be any other dimension to this.
Statues because it's my country. In the rant, I saw nothing wrong because he said our statues, our this. Believing for me, when I've seen it, it means ours as British, no matter where you are.
No matter what colour.
No matter what colour, what sexual orientation, whatever. You're British, they're going to destroy something, a bit like what IS did when they went to take over the Arab lands. They took down the statues. So that's the first bit. So when I heard that, I had a totally different reaction. But I'm a black British nationalist. But would you say then my life doesn't matter so much now?
What do you mean? No, of course your life matters. What do you mean?
Well, I'm not going to go into this because Sarah then starts to sidestep because he's now, by the way, listen to the tone of voice. His tone of voice actually went high pitch. That's a defensive maneuver. Psychologically, you go into defense mode when you, what are you talking about? I didn't say that. I never said anything. He suddenly becomes he can start talking to dolphins at this point. But listen to his voice when he talks to Tommy and when he replied to this gentleman. His tone just suddenly went fucking Mariah Carey high. He's now talking to fucking dolphins and whistling to dogs.
A totally different reaction. But I'm a black British nationalist. But would you say then my life doesn't matter so much now?
What do you mean? No, of course your life matters. What do you mean?
You see what I mean? His tone, he's got this deep black man's tone with Tommy, but his voice suddenly went really high. Well, no, but I'm just saying, if you don't notice this, go watch this video and watch Sarah's tone and attitude towards Tommy versus towards this other fellow black man who clearly sees the world in a different light to Sarah does. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna throw it out to the panel. I've already posted the link a couple of times. It's also in the description if you wish. In the meanwhile, we're gonna go to a little commercial break in which we will advertise our sponsor, and our sponsor tonight is the Banksy Style Spreadshirt Store. That's right, folks. You can buy my shit for your own shit, and so you have your shit which has my shit on it. And my shit is here with all its glory. We've got the Banksy BS. We've got the Hello My Darlings. You can have bags. You can have tank tops. You can have shirts. You can have all sorts of fucking shit. Buy my shit. Especially in this time of low-income coronavirus lockdown where you've been furloughed for months and you've only got 80% of your actual wages in your pocket. But fear not, because you can buy my shit with the little money you have. I am so not advertising this well. But no, nevertheless, go buy my shit because my shit is really, really important shit to buy. Honest advertising here, people. Honest advertising. You don't need my shit. You don't want my shit. But I need the money, so go buy my shit. But I actually, look, between us, I like some of that. I'm going to buy some of this shit myself. I like this shit because I actually like the color scheme of, especially this one. I mean, these ones are going to sell. Buy these ones before Banksy comes and sues me and I have to take them off. I'm not joking. Buy these ones because they're not going to last long. I am potentially going to need the money for the lawsuit. I don't know. But they look great. They look great. So buy my shit. Okay, now that we finished with the buy my shit portion of the advertising of the evening, we're going to go to the panels, and we have Mr. Right Reaction, Ralph himself, Beyond Atheism, and Jim Jones, which I'm not entirely sure who that is, but hello to one and all. Mr. Right Reaction, are you with us?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, my brothers.
Shalom. Hey, I missed the debate completely, but I love the merch bit, mate. I love the buy my fucking shit. That's the best bit. The best bit was the show, mate.
Shill away, capitalist system in this filthy kuffar capitalist system. Buy my shit.
Those fucking single malts, they're not getting cheaper in a recession, man. Like, buy my stuff. Hashtag buy Banksy.
Yes, they have not put the single malts on any reduced value whatsoever.
So do they have any extra slender petites for people like me? What kind of size?
They only come in my sizes, which is large and extra large.
Oh, this is going to be the competition of the two best laughs on the internet. Banksy versus Hopsky.
Oh my God, it's Hopsky.
Battle of the laugh.
Yeah.
What's happening, Banksy, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Okay, Ralph, please. I want give Ralph a few minutes. I want him and his reaction to this, because I know he did a reaction to the Sarah Garvey video. What are your thoughts?
I haven't seen the second one, mate. The first one, I assume the second was most. I look at it really simply as, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen the second. Tommy goes in there going, "Hey, it's all one world, no racism," and he says, "Our country." And Sarah challenges him, and then Sarah goes back saying, "My people." I think Sarah means my people means my black people, whereas Tommy says, "I'm not sure what I really mean by my people."
Yeah,
that's the kind of feeling I get. Like, he's scared to go from Sivnat to Ethnat, and Sarah is not mincing his words. He's like, "I'm talking about my fucking peeps," which doesn't include you.
Well,
right?
exactly.
So is that the kind of short? Is that the kind of summary?
I think that's exactly what I was saying about the other black chap, because there was the other black chap who came up and asked the questions. This is the Q&A segment. This part 2.
Oh, so I noticed Bob the Builder's in there. Someone said Bob the Builder was there. I'm not sure who else was there. But
that's right. Yeah. So this Q&A part is where this black guy, who clearly isn't from a racist perspective. He doesn't just, when he says we, he means we as in the British we, as in the black we and the white we and everyone, you know, brown and
the wee and the wee
wees. And so when he says us and we, those terms that he uses, he means everyone in this country. He doesn't pass between the blacks and the whites. Whilst when Sarah Garvey says we, he only means the black people. He has no problem. And he is, and this is what I was trying to say, is that he is truly the racist in that room. He is actually the racist in that room.
Who is?
Sarah Garvey.
Okay. I wouldn't see it that way, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
But what I mean is, he is the one who only thinks about his race and his people. Of his race. He is not actually talking in the collective we of the British, as in all races and all colors. He only talks about the blacks, and he only cares about the blacks. And so when the guy said we were going to go down to defend the statues, he literally had to qualify. The guy had to. Sarah Garvey was like, which we? What do you mean? You mean the black people were going down?
Your we or my we?
Exactly. Well, this is why I was saying that in Iran we have a saying: a thief thinks everyone's a thief, and a racist thinks everyone's a racist. So he will,
or someone who's racially conscious thinks everyone else is racially conscious. Not to use the pejorative of racist. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can use it that way if you like. But what I mean is that Sarah Garvey is a racist. He does only think in those terms. And so when he hears black Tommy Robinson say we should go down and defend the Cenotaph, he thinks only white people should go down. Whilst
I do know there's a very simple piece of data that makes this crystal clear. Blacks and browns are roughly twice as racinated and collectivized as whites.
Yeah, you were saying.
So
you always say that.
It's twice as likely. It's about 90% to about 42%. Yeah. So basically, even for example, let's say blacks in the US, which has the deepest data, the most Republican, libertarian blacks in every poll, then will still vote for a black candidate.
Exactly.
So they'll still vote within the ethnic in-group, right?
Yeah, of course, in America. And this is the other thing that I find ridiculous, is how someone like Sarah or anyone in this country keeps switching between America and Britain as if these two places are indistinguishable. They are just
I think for black people specifically, you can't compare them. The narrative is so different. One group of black people have been there for 4 centuries and are actually Americanized in their black American way, whereas European blacks and British blacks are from the Commonwealth. It's a very different story, right? They only show up in the 1950s, whereas the blacks in America have been there for centuries. So the narrative is completely different. So when they say black and white, blacks unite across the US and England, it's usually, I think, you mean cha-ching, is Sarah trying to get some American black money or something, right? Because there's no connection, right? I have a lot of black American friends, for example, I've lived there for so long, they would not relate to Sarah. They relate more to a white American culturally.
Yeah.
Than they would to a black guy from Europe. They'd be like, this guy's fucking weird. Why do you speak funny, bro?
Yeah,
they just would not connect, right? They're like, there's no connect culturally the same way, right?
And the blacks in Britain hail from a variety, like you said, the Commonwealth of all the African Commonwealth, the Jamaicans, the Caribbean,
Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a kind of connection of a long causal history that's not slavery brought us to England. Whereas for the blacks, it's like, I've always been here as a product of slavery.
Yeah.
So, that's why I always laugh at people like Raspberry. My slavery. I'm like, bro, you're not part of that story. You're part of like an American narrative you've imported into England, right?
Yeah.
Do you see me? It's not the same. Whereas American blacks have a very legitimate case for having been descended of slaves for 3.5 centuries, right? So it's a very different story for American blacks. And they're culturally, mate, I don't know if you've talked to lots of, I don't know how many times you've been to the States. American blacks are not like European black people at fucking all. I mean, the fact that they're black is second. They're just not culturally equivalent. There's no, right? They're just like American guys, right? I mean, black Americans, right?
Exactly. As you said, they would relate to an American, white American far more than they would to a black American. Admittedly,
absolutely, 100%,
when I went to the States, I have to admit, I didn't interact a lot with like African Americans because I don't really know any African Americans in America.
You were looking everywhere, but you just couldn't, you couldn't.
No, but the thing is, like, I mean, I'm talking like friends, like go out and have drinks and stuff because I don't, all I know is Iranians in America, in Los Angeles, and the other times I went to like Washington and Miami. We were just me and my mate. We were just hanging out,
going out and shit.
We didn't interact like in that.
But I've lived in at least 3-4 times. I've lived in inside or very close to black hoods, like Oakland and stuff. And so I know what black Americans are like having lived within them and around them, and they're just not like European black. Like they wouldn't relate to Raspberry, for example. They wouldn't really connect. They'd both be black in a way, but they wouldn't really connect. Like they'd connect with a white guy in Oakland.
They wouldn't relate. They wouldn't be able to relate to someone like Raspect or someone like,
or even like a normal black guy, even like, I don't know, Reggie or Sarah. They wouldn't really. There'd be no immediate obvious culture connection. Yeah, they might share music or something, but the language is different. The sports is different. The way they drink is different. Everything is different, right? It's not. It's American. So
let's bring in Hopsky and Beyond. Beyond. Go on, Hopsky.
One thing I noticed was that since this George Floyd incident happened, and I think the way he was treated by the police was abhorrent. It was disgusting that another human being could inflict that kind of brutality on another human being, regardless of their the color of their skin. But it just seems to I was shown some streams from Raspect's Instagram where Raspect has sort of become weaponized. Back in the armed Black Panthers and this. I mean, where would you put these in the political spectrum? Where would you put these armed Black Panthers? Are they left or are they right? I mean, he seems to be going down the route of weaponization in their cause. Where in certain states of America, you're allowed to open carry. And this is the question: is well, where does he stand now in the political spectrum in regards to this black movement. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because there's several things going on. Beyond, what do you think, mate? Get in on this.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me on, bro. Quite interesting debate, actually. I did have some perspective on it, actually, quite an important one. And what I'm seeing, right, is like this guy asked a question, right, to Sarah, this white guy, the first question that was asked, right, and he goes, the old white guy, and he said, like, we're both fighting the establishment, right? And I 100% agree with that, and that's why I support BLM, or I don't really support them, but that's why I see it as a positive movement, right? Also, the protest last year about the environment stuff, I also support that. What I'm seeing is that we are kind of being forced to live under a system, like people like Tommy Robinson's people, and he goes that they're being, oppressed. Right, Tommy goes, his white friends are being oppressed, the working class, and I don't particularly like this system. I see that the blacks in America are being oppressed, right? Like, we live in a system, right, which is just set up to get the maximum GDP from every single person, right, to kind of build up the money in the central, like, banking, financial establishment, or like, we're just living in a society where we're forced to work all out to make somebody else rich, right? All of us, yeah? And when we try to attack that, right, we're getting these, like, white people kind of defending the establishment, like defending the Queen, defending the Union Jack. Like, if I was Sarah, yeah, and Tommy goes to me like the Union Jack, I would have told him, fuck the Union Jack, yeah, I don't care about the Union Jack. Like, no one's gonna force me to love the Union Jack, right? It's just a flag. I don't have to love it. There's no, like, moral superiority that someone's got over me that they can tell me, oh, you gotta love it. But Sarah kind of, he took a step back when that was put in front of him. And it's one of those things where I see that the working class white person is kind of like being used by the establishment, and they're putting them against, like, the left. Do you get me? Like the establishment is putting the working class white guy in front of them. So when the left is attacking the establishment, the working class white guy is defending them. Do you get me? Because the working class white guy, he's being used the most by the establishment. He just being, because he's thinking, oh, we died in the war, we done all this to build up this country, right? But that's why, like, because they've invested so much into it, right? That for them is a matter of pride, but they're just being used. That's what I think.
I don't know about that, dude, because there are certain aspects of a nation that you got to be proud of, and you got to hold up
Exactly.
to. And I can't agree with this, like, fuck the Union Jack and this and that. If that's the case, you don't care about this country. You don't care about its establishment. You don't care about its what it took to get here. And if that's the case, then I can accept that. That fine. There are plenty of people who shit on this country, and still manage to carry on using its resources. But for me, I think the resources, the life that you have in this country should come with a degree of loyalty to this country. And that flag, loyalty to this country, to the flag.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question. Yeah, that flag, yeah, does it belong to the establishment, the Queen, or does it belong to the working class people? Because it can't belong to both, right? So
why not? Why not? Why doesn't it belong to all of us?
No, the Union Jack.
Well. Beyond, if you don't like the flag, you don't like the country, do everyone a favour and fuck off.
If I don't like it, I'll burn it. Why don't you fuck off?
Well, you burn it in front of me. You burn it in front of me and see how you get on.
No, but beyond, don't you feel that there should be? I know. That's just not going to go anywhere anyway. That's not a conversation. But what I'm saying is beyond. If you don't feel that this country is a country that is something that you should be proud of, that you should that you belong to, that this flag is a representation that this, what this country's been through. If you don't feel that kind of connection with this country, then you really are not part of the British collective. You are an outsider who's just here for the economical purposes.
So beyond atheism, what do you think should replace our national flag? What do you think should replace it? What do you think that is something that suits your...
That would represent you?
Yes, exactly.
What would
I think that's a good question, but I don't really have an answer to that. But it's not. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is
if you haven't got an answer for it, then you shouldn't if you don't have an answer for it and you struggle to find an answer, you shouldn't really comment on it, because you've got to understand that our national flag is our pride, and although that pride could be put into question as to, you know, with so many historical connotations that, you know, relate to, you know, imperialism and colonialism, it is still a flag that represents freedom and democracy. Would you disagree with that?
No, my point here is that, like, you know, the working class people, they shouldn't get behind the thing which is an object of the establishment, because then it's like we can't separate the two. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the issue I have. Is that
you're saying it's the object of the establishment. I'm not saying that. No one else has said that.
That's the
you're
thing.
saying
yeah,
that.
the claim you're making that it is, how is the flag an object of the establishment? Anything can be part of, if it belongs to everyone in the country, the establishment will of course use it and take advantage of it at some point and try to you know, I don't know, maybe con the working class to rally around a fake cause. But nevertheless, that flag wasn't just made for the establishment. It was it is a representation.
The Union Jack is a conglomeration of
yeah.
the forming of Wales, Scotland,
Northern
England,
Ireland. Yeah.
Northern Ireland. It's the Union Jack. It is a unification of states that were historically at war with each other for centuries.
I think it represents the union of the people before the nation, the nation before the establishment, right? I mean, I would find it offensive if someone were to burn the flag, like really offensive.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? If you're forcing an object onto somebody else, right, to accept it, it's like you're forcing it on me.
We're not forcing it. We're just telling you not to desecrate it.
You're getting upset, right? It doesn't make sense, right?
It's not that you, whether you're being forced or not forced. It is part of being in this country. It's like going to a restaurant and saying, I am forced to sit at this table. No, you came to the restaurant and this is the table that's on offer for you. You don't have to stay in the restaurant. You can leave if you don't like the table. But the table and the menu comes as part of the package.
It's a good ideology, and I think Beyond's point is, I'm going to go into the restaurant, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to say I don't like the table and I don't like the restaurant, but as Roshi said, but I don't want to leave either.
Yeah, I still want to eat. I still want to feed me at this fucking restaurant, but I hate your fucking place. I will spit on your floor. I will break your chairs and tables. But I still expect you to feed me.
Yeah. No, it's not that. It's I don't want a financial establishment to be putting their hands in my pocket, trying to take my money and control my life, right? And I see that flag as part of that, right? Part of the Queen, part of this kind of, this way. Look, this country is not meritocracy anymore. Right? Before, this country was a meritocracy. There was a grammar schools. The poor people, the working class could get to the top, right? If they were clever. That doesn't exist anymore, right? Now, this is just like an elitist thing, And I don't agree with that. So I don't want them to be using me, right, for screwing up my life for their own benefits.
It's a national identity. It's a national identity.
How's a flag destroying your life?
Okay, look, the flag is a symbol, right, of that.
Don't threaten to burn it. Just don't threaten to desecrate it and you'll be fine.
Okay, I was just making a point, but, that's what I'm trying to say is that...
I mean, every country in the world has a flag. And it denotes their national identity. It denotes where they come from. It denotes where they are, where their heritage comes from. So what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that English people should disregard their national flag?
Yeah, I mean, you put it up as a symbol. If you put it up as a symbol, someone's going to try and take it down, right? That's how it works, right? Like,
okay, that's fine.
Agree with that symbol, If you put a symbol up in the center, everyone has to agree with it.
190 countries throughout the world just give up their flags.
Well, I ain't talking about the other countries. I'm talking about this country.
But then, that's the problem. Exactly. That's the problem. That's the problem.
I know. I'm trying to make a point here. So if someone has to go with your flag, from whatever nation you're from, and someone else has a go at it,
we should just abandon the nation's flags, or just Britain?
No, but I'm saying somebody will have a go at it, and you shouldn't get upset because they're not having to go at you. Do you get me? Like when they're having to go at the flag.
You've made a statement. You've made a statement of getting rid of the flag. Okay. So if that's your case, we've got to get rid of all the flags in the world. But then you said no, just Britain.
No. What I'm saying is that Tommy Robinson shouldn't take it personally when someone's burning the flag.
Hold on. What the fuck has Tommy Robinson got to do with this argument about national flags?
Yeah, I took it personally.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I normally go to these things because I knew it'd be a shit show. I knew the press. I know the press would change it. And regardless of whatever happened, the press would do their narrative like they do because the mainstream media are the enemy of the people. I knew all this. That's why I didn't go. And I go to loads of these things.
Atheism, what is your favourite flag or symbol?
Look, I think any symbol, all the people should agree with it. And obviously the flag burning is an expression of...
Which one is your favourite one?
Well, there's no favourite. I don't have a favourite. I'm just saying that when they're burning the flag...
Which one do you subscribe to?
I'm not into this. Like, it's whatever the people agree with.
Well, can I burn your one then in return? Am I allowed to burn yours?
If you're not into flags, leave flags alone, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it comes across as a bit odd if you're saying that we should burn our flag, but yet we can't burn yours.
Welcome to Sheldon Cooper's Fun with Flags.
Yes.
A particularly good bit of the series.
I mean, all I'm saying is not your flag. If you say it's your personal flag, that's up to you. But I thought it's not your. I thought it's the establishment's flag. But now it's getting a bit confused. But that's my point, right? Like that's the point I'm trying to make.
What would you propose? What would you
patriotic people's thought pattern?
Well, there's two questions there. I didn't get both.
Right. What would you propose that we do?
Well, I think that this country has to change and become a meritocracy where everyone's happy with the system, including the black people and
right.
Everyone.
So you're basically saying that we should. You're basically saying.
And the white people as well. And the working
one at a time, guys. No one can hear anyone. Okay, Hobsky, finish your sentence and then.
Right. So basically, you're saying we should disregard our national flag that has been an inherent part of our history, regardless of how dark or how it is perceived through time.
Everything will be
You're saying that we should disregard our national flag, and what do you propose should replace it?
Well, that would be we need to have a discussion about this whole. What does the flag stand for?
What do you propose we should replace it with?
We don't need to have a discussion. Right, you need to get some understanding. You might not give a fuck about flags or understand what they're about and what they.
No, it's our flag.
But we do.
Give a fuck about.
Oh yeah, exactly. Our flag, right? But like,
what do you propose we should do?
If I'm happy with this country, I'll be happy with the flag. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when I'm happy with the country.
Okay. So let's go back to that then. All right. So if we get rid of the flag, you think everything's going to be okay? So you think
that's not what I'm saying. But
but you said, well, why don't we just get rid of the flag and everyone get on?
No, I'm not saying get rid of it. What I'm saying is, the flag is a symbol of this country, and if I'm not happy with the politics, I don't have to be happy with the flag. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
no.
The politics aren't the flag. The politics came after the flag. The flag is a symbol of the four nations, like joining together.
Okay, I just wanted to make a point about the flag. I don't want to dwell on it and take up the whole show about this one topic. So it's up to you guys.
Well, you fucking stepped on a hot coal there, didn't you?
Okay, let's move on to from my perspective, or at least from my thing, is this submissive, surrendering attitude of Tommy Robinson, against Sarah Garvey. What do you guys think? Do you think that Tommy's response or reactions, I mean, body language, everything you can see, it's an extremely submissive reaction, behavior?
Pure cockery.
Well, if you wish, yeah. What could he have done that would have been better? Or at least he would have been on the... Because it seems he's constantly, throughout this entire interview, he was apologizing for himself rather than actually saying... This is
Can I go first?
Yeah, go.
It's going to shock you. He could have just openly come out and sucked the guy's dick and not pretended to cock his hand. And stop pretending.
Like, Sarah, let's not talk anymore. Time for talk is over.
Wrong,
Yeah,
take out your answers.
Mad Faz, you're wrong. I think he should have first slowly clutched his ankle before he fucking just went down on him, because he didn't stand up once. And he said, "Our country." Tommy just bricked it. I'll tell you the simple. I'll let you other guys have a go, but my simple summary is he was scared of being seen to be racist.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I mean. This is what I mean.
White man 101. Welcome to 21st century.
But do you think there was an opportunity in there where he could have turned it around and actually recognized, especially I think in the Q&A, he should have clocked on to the fact that Sarah Garvey sees the world. He doesn't see himself when he says we. He doesn't mean Britain. He doesn't mean the British.
Yeah, one thing the interview part 1 told me, I haven't seen part 2, but part 1 told me that Sarah Garvey is a race baser.
Oh yeah,
he kept trying to turn it and turn it and turn it.
Absolutely, absolutely. The whole thing screamed. But what I mean is, I don't know. Maybe we give Tommy way too much credit. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not that astute in these sort of things. Although he's had 10 years of experience, you would have thought he would have learned a thing or two by now. But he should have actually begun to sort of turn it around onto Sarah Garvey, because when this is what I'm saying.
If Sarah Garvey was the BBC, sorry, if Sarah Garvey was the BBC, you'd have ripped them apart.
Well, no, but the thing is, the BBC are not that clever. I've seen BBC interviewers, and they're just as bad.
Well, no, with Sarah.
No, but what I mean is, that's what I mean. I don't think Sarah Garvey was actually any worse than some of these BBC lots. But what I noticed is, every time Tommy talked about BLM, Sarah would put his hand up and go, "They're not me." Every time Tommy talks about grooming gangs, he puts his hand up and goes, "Nothing to do with me." And yet, when Tommy... when Sarah makes excuses about American police and American black people, Tommy doesn't once turn around and go, "What the hell does that got to do with us? We're in Britain."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a black man doing something in America has nothing to do with Britain.
That was bits of part 1 you were showing, wasn't it? As well as part 2. You were showing bits of part 1.
I was cutting between them.
I watched it real time, and he turned it, like you said in there, he went from killing of black people into in America. It was just. Yeah.
But what I mean is, at one point, there was no point in which during this conversation, even though Sarah did it multiple times, every time Tommy talked about grooming gangs, that's nothing to do with me. That's all Pakistanis. He talked about BLM. I don't support the BLM. I'm just the black, I don't know, what is it called? The black opinion. And yet, when Sarah talks about black Americans or black racist police or the racist police in America and the FBI report, Tommy doesn't turn around and go, "Well, that has nothing to do with me either. I don't care what happens in America. This is not my country."
I believe if it was the BBC instead of Sarah Garvey or Sky, Tommy would have ripped him apart. I just think he was just being too much of a cuck.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I misunderstood the first time, Welsh. I thought you said if he was on the BBC, they would have ripped him apart on the BBC as well. No, you're right. I think he might have been more aggressive.
Tommy would have ripped the BBC apart, but it was a black man, Sarah Garvey, independent journalist, instead of the BBC.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he should have still. He just looked so cuckoldish, and he just looked like constantly he's going, "Please forgive me, black people, please forgive me, because I have a color TV. I have a color TV. God damn it!"
I would have just come out and said, I didn't use any like N words or anything crazy like that. I was end of. But he just kept on and on, and after you've apologised or after you've said your piece for about the upkeep time,
the thing is, apologising for something you did wrong is fair enough. Even Donald Trump, about the whole grab him by the kitten comment, he apologised for that. There was no problem in apologising when you think you've done something egregious and came across as crass.
Why should an individual apologize for the actions of someone else?
Well, this is the thing.
Why should I apologize for what someone else did?
Never apologize.
Why should I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry for what Tom did"? I didn't have.
No, you don't. I'm not talking about
grab
you.
Tom
No.
And fucking make him act in a certain way.
Yeah, no.
Why should I?
No one should apologize for Tommy. But what I mean is, even Tommy Robinson himself didn't. You can apologize as a man and say, look, I think I spoke in haste. Maybe some of the things came across badly, but I'm not going to grovel to you. I'm not going to beg your forgiveness. I'm just going to acknowledge what I did may have been in haste, but I'm not going to grovel to you.
This is the thing. Why should we? Why should I, as an individual, apologize for another person's actions, which actually had no? Why?
Hopsky, I'm not sure which angle of this you get grasping on. Because
right? Why?
You're saying if Tommy is apologizing for someone else. Oh.
Right, but if a certain person,
I'm getting so demonetized now, Ralph. You fucked me.
if another human being acts in a way that morally is objective, I don't have to apologize for that person's actions because I never created those actions.
Yeah, but I mean, I honestly don't think when I look at the rant and when I see it in the context that I see it in, and from a perspective that I see it in, I don't actually think Tommy said anything overtly racist. He simply was pissed about the Cenotaph and Churchill's statue, which everybody, any British loving person would have felt the same. And he did say something, I think in the regards of something like go get them scumbags or something like that, and I think he could have caveated himself by saying BML Antifa scumbags to specify exactly that group rather than just black people.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's the problem with pressing fucking live, and then that's it. Because
that's what I mean.
He went on a bit of the world as a sketch pad.
Yeah.
And have keywords
but this is the problem about going live streams and then just ranting away. He went off on one where he could have used caveats and he could have highlighted things a bit better. Fair enough. I can accept those scenarios. I can accept the caveats that he should have put in, which he didn't. But to grovel and beg for forgiveness, you just simply say, look, I apologize if you took it out of context. I didn't mean it that way, but I apologize for your misunderstanding of what I was saying.
Yeah, that would be more, but to give it some context, Tommy's not operating in a vacuum anymore, is he? And the problem for Tommy is Richard Inman, Paul Britton are sitting in a thinner wedge where as the right keeps pushing them down that line, there's less and less space between them and the Conservative Party. And the only thing they're holding the line against us in the right is everyone is British, we're not racist. And then they're trying to differentiate themselves against the establishment or the Conservative Party, for lack of a better word. So he's walking a very thin line, and therefore he came across as weak and apologetic for something he never had to. I'm not a fan of Tommy Robinson, obviously, but he came across as being weak and apologetic for something he didn't have to fucking apologize for, because everyone in the country thought, get the fuckers who are fucking up the statues. That he would have expressed the real sentiment, but he was scared because he might be seen as a racist. And their entire position is, we're not the real racists. These other guys like Ralph, they're the racists. We're not the racists. So he looked really weak. He looked like he was not strong enough to take a stand on even something as simple. It's almost like as Matt said, you might as well have just fucking dropped your knees, mate, and unzipped him right there, right?
Oh,
right?
God.
I mean, not that I'm suggesting that's the position he should take.
I mean,
I think the context is they've got a very thin wedge to walk on right now, right?
Well, this is the
thing. They're being pushed toward the Tories, right?
Yeah,
and they look more and more like, what's the difference between Tommy Robinson, Richard Inman, Paul Britton, and the Conservative Party? And the answer is only one thing: Muslim hatred. Nothing else. Yeah, I mean, really, there's nothing else left. If I draw their policies in a map, and I do a policy positional map, and I separate TRFB, Richard Inman, Heart of Coke, what's the only thing they have in common? We're anti-Islamic, but we're not racist. Tory party says, hey, we're not really racist, and we're pro-Islam. And us to the right going like, hey, you can call us racist, but we're for the British people, and Sarah Garvey's not one of them. Right? So Sarah Garvey, on the other hand, was more true, saying, hey, I'm not one of your people. Sarah Garvey was acting like a black nationalist, a weak one, but a black nationalist, right?
Well, that's it. That's exactly what I said. Is that he because of the way the questioner the guy with the glasses who kept saying we were going to go down to London and we were going to protest, and the guy's a black man, and Sarah had to qualify and say, when you say we, what, a bunch of black guys? Because he only considers the we as black people. There is no other
That's
we
very
for him.
telling then, isn't it?
Well, that's what I was saying in my stream.
He's a top black nationalist, and Matt Flash is right. It's completely telling.
Yeah, Banksy broke it down quite well.
Yeah, he's been more true to himself, isn't he?
Sarah got confused when the chap brought up that he was British. Basically, he's a civic nationalist. And Sarah just didn't quite get it. He couldn't get it. And then eventually he got it because it was spelt out to him.
Yeah, because Sarah Garvey is a racist. He only considers his people as the we. No, but it's true. He is a racist. This nonsense about you can't be racist if you're black is a fucking myth. Of course you can be racist. He is a racist because he looks at the world from the perspective of only my black people are my
racist,
in-group.
I think racist, actually, just to correctly say, I don't think racist is an accurate term. It's a pejorative. You can call him more accurately a racialist. Like how all the people on the speakers on the panel, they're all racialists. They're racinated.
It's like when you hear people say like you lot.
Yeah, you lot, my people, us, you. They're being actually true to that. But the similar position with Tommy is he can't say that because he's scared of being racist, and he comes up and saying silly things like, well, some of the EDL members are not white, and the DFLA, you're like, yeah, mate, but they're almost all fucking white. Yeah, there's a few fucking white.
Guys, we changed the name to Jewish and English Defence League in 2011. See, we're not racist.
Hey, no, but that was very interesting. I would like to see Tommy go against a proper black nationalist, and I'd like to see Sarah talk to us in the right. Those would be two more interesting conversations. Tommy not going against a weak black nationalist, but going someone who's more proud to come on and say, "Hey, when I mean my people, I mean my black people," and I'd be stand by him saying, "Okay, you're a true black nationalist." And then, of course, Sarah needs to talk to the real right. Tommy doesn't represent the right anymore, does he? So,
well, this is exactly what I was thinking, because Sarah does come to the speaker's corner from time to time, even though it's not as often now. Why don't you guys actually, put some of these things to him, or at least try to engage in some
we've had internal conversations in the right about what the merits would be, if any, for us to speak to him, unless he was a true representative of black nationalism, in which case we'd probably agree on lots of principles, right? But I don't know if there's any, Matt, would you say there's any benefit of us talking to him?
I was just going to say that I would have thought from the FNAC side that their views wouldn't have changed, but from the Sarah Garvey side, it'll turn out that he's a black nationalist.
He's a black nationalist, Roshi, mate. He's a black nationalist just to be doing a bit around it. Whereas I'd rather have 3 or 4 of the solid black nationalists who are there 24/7.
Again, he's performing black takia, as we'll call it. He wants the benefits of society, but he doesn't want to just
black nationalist.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He's
he
wants Gibbs, but he can't compromise his position to his cash cow.
But there are lots of good speakers called black nats who are like actual Garvey acolytes, and Garvey is a racial representative, so there'd be real Marcus Garvey fans who would actually come out and given Tommy a run for his money because they would have stood on black nat principles as opposed to black nat tequila. And Sarah should talk to the right, because obviously Tommy can't speak to us, but that would be interesting. That'd be much more. I think that'd be much more fiery, if anything, right? Because I think it'll shuffle the deck out better.
Well, but the thing is, what are your actual chances of actually getting Tommy to actually engage? I don't.
Tommy can't engage because he can't engage us. He just self-destruct. He knows it.
He's lost every time he has.
Yeah, he's lost every time he has, and his handlers, he came out swinging against Mark and everyone else, and he got decimated by the alt-right. So he's not going to. His handlers won't let him near the Nats, right? Him, Forbridge, and Richard, they can't. They block us on every. We've had hundreds of people go in. They block us on every comment and channel because they're terrified to speak to us, which works in our favor. We're just saying, look, who's scared to speak to us? But the black-white conversation would be good between either us and a Shaka, some sort of decent representative of the black nats.
Shaka.
Shaka Ra. Have you guys engaged with Shaka Ra?
I'm sure his name is Jeffrey or something, but I'm sure he just goes by Shakaravi. Yeah.
Is that actually his name, or did he just name himself after
What
a
do you
fucking
think, mate?
Zulu warrior?
Oh, what do you think?
I
I'm sure his
presume-
Christian. I'm sure his Christian mother called him Jeffrey or something, right?
His name is like Lawrence
Nelson.
McJackson.
Lawrence,
Lawrence Mackenzie Jackson.
Benedict.
He's probably called Quinton.
Exactly. But my thing that alarmed me is that I think what I didn't like, I watched the second one. I didn't like the fact that both of them kind of shadow boxed, right? Maybe the second. I haven't seen the second one yet.
I
But
haven't seen that. Is it
the
bad?
first one looked. We were looking at. We were like, all of us in that movement are looking like this, pretty fucking cringe, right? Like neither of them were like. It's like they were trying to box each other, but they were shadow like kabuki. The puppet boxing, they were not really hitting each other. They were kind of like almost doing like Tai Chi or something. Any chance any of you guys are going to make contact anytime soon, or they're just kind of like Tai Chi all the way or something, right?
Well, the second one is the Q&As, which apart from a couple of people who make long ass monologues, there are some very interesting things. As I said, that's why I played the clip from the second video and the guy who kind of, I think, caught out Saragavi. I think he actually caught him out because Saragavi wasn't expecting a black man.
What was it?
Well,
the short version.
The guy said, it was the way he was expressing his we.
Play it, Banksy. Just cut it down.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me get some of this thing together. I mean, it's just this engagement with Sarah and this black individual, because he honestly didn't expect this from a black guy. He thought all the black guys in the room are pretty much going to toe his particular line, and they didn't. They kind of, I mean, this was the moment where the guy kind of struck.
Colour. No, what colour, what sexual orientation, whatever. You're British.
Look, hold on.
Okay?
Look.
I am a black British nationalist. I'm proud of my country. So would you now say, because now you know that I'm one of the people who went to support the statues because it's my country. In the rant, I saw nothing wrong because he said our statues, our this. Believing for me, when I've seen it, it means ours as British, no matter where you were.
No matter what colour.
No matter what colour, what sexual orientation, whatever.
you
You're
missed
British.
it.
They're going to destroy something a bit like what IS did when they went to take over the Arab lands. They took down the statues. So that's the first bit. So when I heard that, I had a totally different reaction. But I'm a black British nationalist. But would you say then my life doesn't matter so much now?
Now look at Sarah's, his voice, his pitch goes up, and that's a defensive sort of tone, because he's like, what do you mean? So it's in that sort of way. But if you listen to the way he responds now,
what do you mean? No, of course your life matters. What do you mean?
Look at that. He suddenly becomes a young lady.
Wow.
He's talking to fucking dogs and dolphins at this point. This is what I mean.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating, because what's that happening is showing you Sarah as saying, hey, I'm a black nationalist, and looking at the other black guy, there's no such thing as a black British person or nationalist. So Sarah is in cognitive dissonance. You're looking at this black guy and like, bro, what are you doing here? Why are you calling yourself British? The black British nationalist has bought into the Sivnan dream. Hey, I'm a black British nationalist. This statue is my statue. And you can see Sarah is showing his racial colours, right? He's going to look at black bro going, bro, what are you doing?
This is exactly why I was saying he's a fucking racist, because he doesn't think the word
racist
we or
racist. You might as well call him a
racialist.
Nazi, mate.
Racialist.
Is it me or do we miss the first part of it where he first mentioned our, and he said, who do you mean by our?
Yeah, I mean, I have to go back.
Just before you do that though, it's interesting, mate. If you call him a racist, why weren't you calling Saragavi a Nazi while you're at it? just out of curiosity.
Because I don't know his affinity for the National Socialist Party, because I don't think Saragavi is too much of a capitalist to be a National Socialist.
Look at Banksy wiggling out of that one.
Hell, if I ever catch Saragavi saying that he has a lot of affinity and a lot of respect for the National Socialist Party, then I think, if it sounds like a duck.
What
were you doing? You called him a black Nazi at that point.
just call him the Black Taliban. I'm sure it will stick.
Well, the Black Taliban, as I said, I mean, he's definitely, but he's not advocating. But no, but see, Sarah Garvey is a atheist or a pantheist, as he describes himself. So he is anti any kind of authoritarian theocracy. So I can't label him with the Taliban because he doesn't want theocracy. I can't say that he's a Nazi because he doesn't say he's got any love or admiration for the National Socialist Party. You see, if you sound like a duck and you walk like a duck, I'm gonna call you a fucking duck.
So would you call Sarah Garvey a black nationalist?
Oh, absolutely. He's a racist, or if you will, racialist, black nationalist, possibly even black supremacist. If you dig deeper, I'm sure you'll find that he has some kind of the black people with melanin in their skin makes them better than those non-melanated people. Because there are plenty of those at the moment raising their heads that they literally believe that if you're melanated, if you have melanin in your skin tone, which is completely nonsense because every human being has melanin in their skin, but they think that if you're the melanated people, you are somehow better people than the white race. There is literally this bullshit going around right now on the internet with people who have got millions of viewers, not thousands.
Oh, you're talking, what's that black guy? What's his name? The one we ripped apart in the alt-right. The black guy was going like, yeah, it's because of the melanin that makes white people aggressive and savages.
And also Voltaire's Ghost did one on a couple of guys doing a podcast.
Voltaire's Ghost one. Yeah, I saw the Voltaire's Ghost one. That was fucking,
I love
Voltaire's Ghost. He shredded him to pieces.
Oh, he's so funny. He is so fucking funny, that guy. I would love to make a sort of a collaboration video with him. He's just freaking insanely funny. I mean, I was literally pissing myself. I was in bed just crying and laughing when I was watching his videos.
Men of your age can buy certain bladder products for involuntary leakage.
Metaphorically pissing myself, but literally crying. Hiding the pain.
I'm here to help.
Face on a big banner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let me
all
go
of these
a little
things
bit further.
Embooted.
Let me go
do it.
a little bit
narrative, which I'm angry about.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm angry about. Sorry, I interrupted you.
And also,
well, yeah, this was
with actual Black Lives Matter. Now, you said earlier on, and I'm so glad that Tommy didn't answer it because I feel you was guiding him down a little path when you said about.
He said the first time he comes up.
I am a black British national to go there.
No, this is his first.
Do to save the statue.
That I'd say that's the BLM will be named about.
Yeah, now I think he speaks.
The football has to come down now. I was in conversation with the protest that we was going to do to save the statues days before the rant come out.
So there was already a protest organised by Chelsea, Millwall, West Ham. Before I went on my rant, those football hooligans were already coming.
Look at Tommy's body language. Look at this fucking cuckold of a body language. I'm sorry.
It's completely defensive. And I'll tell you what, the rank and file, I know lots of the rank and file boys of the DFLA and stuff, they look at this and go like, mate, you fucking cocktops. He betrayed 3 of the top firms right there, right? He was like, oh, these hooligans were going to come down anywhere. You wouldn't say that, Tommy, to them when the lads out there, would he?
Sold them.
He wouldn't say that to the fucking firms. No, he wouldn't.
Like, they were already coming. I'm not a racist. The racists were already coming.
Yeah.
London. That was before I went on my rant.
That was before that. So we was already going to go there. So Tommy didn't incite people to go there because we was already going to go there.
When you say we, who are we? Who are you? Yeah, when you say we was.
There you go. This is where I said the critical moment. Yeah, this is where Sarah Garvey's racialist, if you will, I call it racist, but racialist attitude is exposed. He doesn't see the he doesn't see the collective we as British people. When he says
he doesn't believe
he only means black people.
He doesn't believe black people can be British. Simple as that. Right? He's looking at the other black going like, bro, which side are you on?
Exactly. Exactly.
Say we was gonna go there. Just black people in general. Right, okay.
Black, white.
See, the other guy says British people because he doesn't actually exclude the whites from his Britishness.
Whoever's British. Football,
are you part of FLA?
I'm not, no, I've got no connection with.
Okay.
I'm just myself.
Right, okay. No, I'm just trying to figure out.
Right, so it wasn't because the rant wasn't because of.
But you see that you're right, mate. Sarah looks immediately uncomfortable because you can't put him into the black box.
But do you
he
think
goes like, "What? You must be what? Are you the black guy in the DFLA squad?"
He's probably internally screaming "Uncle Tom," you know.
Correct. He's saying you're fucking cooning it, right? Straight away.
He's immediately trying to pigeonhole this guy, and immediately like, okay, so he's one of those Uncle
who are
Toms. So
we?
what are you, DFLA? Were you marching with the EDL? Are you married to a white chick? What's the deal here?
Yeah, but I like this. This gives us tons of hope. Yeah. Carry on.
Is that when you put your video out afterwards about what happened,
Mm-hmm.
you're actually throwing fire on the rant afterwards, so more people will look at it and then say, oh, because Sarah says, could it be racial? Could it be because of this? Because, you know? But do you think you?
So he's actually accusing Sarah of race baiting and actually creating a mountain out of a
Correct.
molehill.
You think exactly what you do, Banks. He's almost saying you're racist, mate.
Frame fire
Really,
onto something that's
onto
not
me.
Like I said, right? Black people are reactionary people.
Yeah.
They're not a proactionary people. Had I
shit.
not seen that, there would have been no video.
My favorite word.
Reactionary.
Who's the reactionary? Alex.
Oh dear God.
Oh
To
dear.
that video.
You realise I reacted to burning the flag, smashing up the cenotaph.
Yeah, but the way in which you reacted.
Yeah, but you do understand that was reactionary.
Hold on. What did he
What does
mean
that
by
mean?
that?
What the fuck does he mean by that?
Well,
What do
that's
you mean the way
exactly
you
it.
reacted?
Is
What
it
was
the
he
way
meant to
you
do? It was
reacted?
fuck his cock.
Sorry, mate, you were all racist.
There's a black kid in that iconic photograph, yeah, trying to fucking burn the flag on the cenotaph with a lighter.
Yeah.
Most English people would have thought of shooting with a fucking head for that, right? That's one of the most sacred.
Hold on. The way you reacted, it's like,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah. You should have been upset. I'm sorry, mate. You shouldn't have been upset. You just let your country go down to the shitter.
Yeah,
where we're taking it slowly
defecating
and
monuments.
surely.
Yeah, desecrating monuments. That's fine.
The way you reacted, like, you know,
Wait, do you
Tommy
know
Roberts
where Sarah got me from?
encapsulates the whole of the fucking UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's Sarah got me from? Does anyone know? He's not. Doesn't look African.
I would
He's not African.
imagine his parents are from.
West
I think he said his parents are from Jamaica. He's like from the Caribbean.
Yeah, West African one. Okay.
Born here, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't care if he's born here. I'm just curious what is. Okay.
Yeah. I would imagine the whole Windrush probably generation.
They're not a proactionary people. Had I not seen that, there would have been no video. I reacted to that video.
You realise I reacted to burning the flag, smashing up the cenotaph.
Yeah, but the way in which you reacted.
Yeah, but you do understand that was reactionary. Totally reactionary.
No, Tommy. At this point, you don't go. Yeah. No, you go. Okay, how did I react? What was wrong with my reaction?
How would you? What would you want? What would you have me do when a guy is climbed up on one of the most sacred pieces of British soil on the cenotaph and is actually trying to burn the fucking flag on the cenotaph? What would you want me to do? Go, oh, sorry, excuse me, sir. Do you mind not doing that? What does Sarah think the reaction is? That's a good question for Sarah.
Well, this is what I mean, because it's already been established.
Sarah didn't even know about the burning flag.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's been established before Tommy even stepped into this room that you said a racist thing. You already are guilty. Now we're going to have you atone for your crimes. This is not a meeting of people who are trying to establish whether Tommy said something wrong or not. This is a meeting to establish what he is going to do to atone for his crimes.
The eternal gift.
I refer you to previous remarks, Senator, about clutching your ankles and getting there.
Exactly. How much cock are you going to swallow, Tommy? This is really the question here, isn't about whether you are going to suck cock. Is how much of it are you going to be able to put down your throat?
Stop pretending. Just fucking, get down on your knees.
Just lick your lips and get on with it.
Yeah. Fucking. That's all this video was, basically. Yeah.
Disgraceful.
To be honest with you guys, that's my load here. I've blown my
Have you
load
struck
already.
your ward? Have you? You've not struck your ward already.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing, but I mean we can move on to another.
I saw you. What happened, mate, in the corner on Sunday? I saw you cuddling up to the lady with big tits.
You sure she was a lady?
I did nothing with the big tits.
Sure you weren't just looking at Banksy?
No, the thing was,
Banksy's got bigger tits.
I mean, one of them had really large tits. The other one just had really bad collagen injected lips and terrible hair extensions. The blonde one. But
can I just say something? Sorry, just on a side note. Welshie, man, great stuff. I saw you in the great stuff by Active, right? Your mate.
Yeah.
Solid work.
Sorry, but Active's been there all summer, basically.
Yeah, no, I caught a few of them, but I saw you in the chat, and that was fucking out there. Sorry, Welshie's mate Active's been filming all the migrants coming in.
Oh, is that the Patriots? The chap Patriot something new, something Active Patriot? Yes, of course, Active Patriot.
Active Patriot. Yeah, Active Patriot.
Yeah. I saw some of the stuff he's doing. Fucking hell, he's actually doing some very interesting stuff.
Commentary's interesting too, but he's a good lad at heart. He is.
Yeah, no. I like because the news is like nothing. You get nothing on the mainstream.
Okay, so I'll break it down for you. On the weekend, he received information about where they were storing the boats. Between himself and me going through Google Earth, we found it, and he went there, and it's a national, it's a nature reserve, and he went there on the one side it borders a nature reserve, so he went there and filmed it. 2 days, a day later, Nigel.
Whoa, Welshie!
Come back!
They took him. They took him out. The Black Ops. Ops came down on him. Probably the NSA took him out. No, the thing is, Welsh usually does it on his phone.
This little reliance on Lycra Mobile and a Nokia 2700 is going to be the death of me.
Yes. I think that Nokia 2700 is just not hacking it anymore. Yeah, that's the problem with Welsh. He's always on mobile, and he's probably on regular signal, regular
2G, right?
4G, 2G, 3.5G, and he doesn't want to get that 5G because clearly he's going to get fucking cancer of testicles, so he has to go with.
Is Welshie one of those 5Gs going to kill you guys?
No, he's back.
Welshie, you're back.
Hiya lads, can you hear me?
Yeah,
mate, yeah.
I don't know how much that you heard because I talked.
You were literally about to drop the critical piece of information. So it was a nature preserve, and then.
Yeah, so basically, we found out it was a nature reserve. I found out via Google Earth. It was bordering it, so that's public. And went there, and that was the graveyard, the boat graveyard, that's now been floating around mainstream media. But Leggett broke the story, and 24 hours Farage broke the story later, and then mainstream media were all over it. But like I said, and mainstream media, by the way, have been at the cliffs in the last couple of days. They've been next to the little veteran has been in the cliffs with a really high-powered microscope that he live streams. So he's live streaming a really high-powered microscope from the cliff. It's a little veteran on YouTube.
Do you mean telescope?
Sorry, yeah.
I was like, what is he looking for? Bacteria?
I know the doctors and engineers are quite short, but I wasn't sure they were that
short. What did I say? Sorry,
microscope. Like, that doesn't seem right. Is he looking for COVID out there?
If you are looking for germs and bacteria, I'm sure you're using the right word.
Yeah, it's a big zoom, but very close.
Bacteria just got a lot bigger.
You know my feelings of mainstream media, but basically, Leggett broke that, Active broke that story, and everyone else followed suit. And like I said, mainstream media, and now all over the place.
Well, they have to be. They have to be because now they know someone like Active is out there, and he's going to break shit. If they don't break it, he's going to break it.
But they're investigating Active. They're not investigating the fucking.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Are you serious? They're now investigating Active Patriot.
So Active is going to be arrested by 5 o'clock tomorrow.
No way.
No way.
Okay, so I've sent you a thing on. I've just sent you a thing. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what the fucking charge is going to be now. So, Banksy, do me a favour. Go on your WhatsApp. I just sent you a video.
All right.
It's already out there anyway, and he sent me this video. So it doesn't really matter. And he always...
Did Farage get any hassle from the police when he went down there? He didn't, did he?
Well, so he thought he was going to get into trouble because he keeps on going onto port property. But this port property is a public car park. It actually says on the sign, public. So they're going into the car park, parking the car, and you don't have to use it, by the way, under Section 33 place. You don't have to. If the place is open, you can go in it. It's not like it's not like something you have to use under Section 33. So basically, they're in this car park. They keep on saying it's private. It says it's public on the sign, which obviously blows customs sort of argument out. And the other day, basically, Leggett was in the car park again, filming real close footage, and they're not happy about it, clearly. And because it's like an Uber force. Every 20 minutes, they got their boats going in and out, and it is literally like a shuttle service. It's like what's those things you have, like a park and ride? It's like a park and ride.
Park and ride.
Yeah. I mean, you can literally. It's not perfect timing, but they're in and out.
Is he able to do a time lapse? Would he be able to do a time lapse of it? Because that would be like really telling. Like,
it's not something he's done, I know, but I'm sure he could do it. But so basically, he's not too sure of his position legally, and we've had people have a look at it, and they've
hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm waiting for this thing to download.
Right, okay.
Can I actually show it though? Is it okay for me to show it?
Yeah, you can show it. It's literally just press play. It's nothing dodgy.
No. I mean, is it okay? It won't affect his defense, or it won't affect.
No, because he live streamed it, and I think he's just released this on YouTube, or he is planning to.
Okay, that's all right then. As long as it's not going to affect him adversely.
No, because he live streamed it, and they've already arranged a voluntary interview. But they're not charging him with trespass, and they're not charging him with the things you might think they're charging you with, which all these threats they were saying they were going to charge him with, turn out they can't charge him with it because it's public land, like we said.
So what are they charging him with then?
If you play that video, you'll see now.
Okay. Hold on, this damn thing still. It has to load. I'm trying to download it, basically. Come on. So I don't understand. I mean, even from what I can see, it doesn't look like he's. Was he in an area? It's not trespassing then? So they can't do it for trespassing.
No. So that's what he was sort of. They're trying to get anything to get him out of the port, but obviously a public car park is a public car park, and a public right of way is a public right of way. These are very difficult things to stop you from going.
But the thing is, we know that the Conservative government, with an absolute majority, could just shut that door. But
remember when Priti Patel went to France last Sunday? I think it was, or the Sunday before. I think it was last Sunday. Now the BBC and Sky actually showed footage of Priti Patel going to see President Macron and speaking to him about small boats coming over the channel to stop this. Okay, on that day it was a record of boats and migrants coming over. Okay, the BBC didn't put the link together. Didn't think that's actually part of the story that Priti Patel's in France for. But they didn't actually mention anything about record numbers that day. On the day she was in France, talking about the same subject. Didn't think that was part of the.
Well, where is he? Is it by Grimsby? Which area? Which part of England?
Sorry.
Where is he in England? Is it by Grimsby or somewhere? Is it?
Well, let me tell you where he is. He's sometimes in a car. He's sometimes in a tent. He's generally in a hostel. And sometimes he's in a donated accommodation
No, that's what I meant.
run
Which
by a
part of
patriot.
England? I meant which part?
Well, he originates in Grimsby.
So, but this, is it called Grimsby, or is this the Dove area?
This is Dover, mate.
Yeah,
He's travelled,
this is south.
and he's living in tents, cars, hostels.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't mean that as much. I know he can do that. I was wondering where, because obviously Vinny and others have been down. There've been multiple people running missions, so I just had to work out where it was. So.
Yeah, I saw Vinny and Streets hire a boat and everything down there.
Yeah,
I was
meant to go on that boat myself, but
Flash visit like Barrage does.
Guys, you want me to play this video?
But they didn't want to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Top of the wheel, are you?
He's cut it in with the
He's got a fucking electric scooter, lads. They're not legal, are they?
I am definitely getting. Oh, is he on an electric scooter? Is that why they're coming
They're not
after
legal,
him?
are they?
So they're coming for him for electric scooter charge.
Now they are, because when they went into the car park, right?
Yeah.
I believe there's nothing there, because when they've been knocking on the hostel or all that, they turned around, they'd been knocking on the hostel, and when he rung them up, they said, "We're charging you with dangerous or reckless driving." I can't remember which one it is. Both quite serious offences. But like he's gone wrong way around roundabouts and all sorts of. But
electric scooters are not legally allowed on the roads anyway.
No, they're grey. It's grey. It's very grey. It's awkward. So basically, when he rung up the police just now, they said to him, "We're doing you for reckless driving. We're not doing you for trespass, even though we've been threatening you for trespass for fucking weeks, right? We're not doing you with harassment. We are doing you for driving a fucking scooter like a tool."
Ah, son of a bitch. That's
Why was he running away anyway? Why was he driving away?
He does it for the live stream. He basically thought, "I'm going to get myself arrested." He thought he was going to get himself arrested, and as it turns out, they can't arrest him for it by the looks of things, because they'd have just put that on the charge as well. Because the whole object with Leggett is to get him out the port, not to get him done for reckless driving. He ain't got a driving license. He doesn't drive. You know what I mean? It's about getting him out the port. So they're not actually questioning him about the port. They're questioning him about reckless driving or dangerous driving.
Oh, the son of a bitch.
He falls off it now in a minute as well.
Okay, let me play. Let me keep playing it. Oh yeah, that's where he went the wrong way down the roundabout.
Fast forward it to about 80%. He goes on the wrong side of roundabouts and everything.
Yeah, he did. How do they know his name or address and stuff, though?
Because he's doxed himself multiple times. People call him by his name. He doesn't care. He gave his address out before.
Oh man, that's messed up.
He doesn't really care.
You could see the shadow of his scooter and his camera. And
he's got two cameras on that pod. He has one streaming, he has one recording. Goes on forever. Good when he falls off. Like 80%. So you'll come off in a minute. Fast forward it, mate.
There you go.
There you are.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, the phone's not broke.
He checks the phone. Yeah, phone's not broke.
We're still live. We're still live. Has it cracked my phone?
I mean, big up for him. You know, he has got a GoFundMe on his description on his channel, and as far as I'm concerned, he deserves every penny. He's living in a hostel for £18.50 a night.
Oh, poor man.
All right.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's a single man or whatever.
I'm gonna find his Active Patriots channel.
Yeah, go to YouTube and it'll be the first comment. It will is his comment, and he doesn't float it on he doesn't really say it on the thing as well. He doesn't. It's not like respect. He rarely says it, and he hasn't got super chat. So
yeah, actually he's got 36,000 subs. He could easily monetize his channel, but I guess they won't monetize it.
He's got no chance.
Yeah,
no chance. He used to rip all Tommy videos. He used to do lots of ripping back in the day.
That is true. That is true. So yeah, guys, it's in the chat. If anybody wants to go and check out his stuff and help out.
I mean, he's the only. Him and Little Veteran are basically there. Not permanently, but they've been there, I would say, 2/3 of the last 200 days.
Bloody
hell. A good chunk. Sleeping in cars, tents.
But he's managed to get some seriously interesting stuff, though. I mean, when I look at the footage, although it's a pain in the arse hanging around the docks all day.
Well, I mean, if you look at his one, there's a video. There's a video. If you go to one of his videos and go to 4 or 5 down, it's 4 hours long or something. And go to 4 hours and 8 minutes, and it shows him getting assaulted and attacked by border force.
By the actual border force. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
4 hours.
They've got no rights. They got no rights to touch members of the public on public footpath.
So they just telling him to leave, or
it wasn't on Paul's property. It wasn't on Paul's property. It was in a lane behind a fucking hostel.
Actually, I think I've got it. Hold on. Let me post it.
So they're in a car. They're in a car at 4 hours, 7 minutes, and like 55 seconds.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And then
they served border force a double bluff. Basically, they've been waiting outside this like hostel house thing. And then they left, and as soon as they left, the coach turned up. They sort of double bluffed them.
Damn.
You'll hear it in the convo.
Hold on. Let me share this with you guys.
He needs to break down these videos, obviously, because there's huge. It's like big streams like this.
Yeah, he should break them down into the like chunk size and show the highlights, the main bits, because 4 hours is just way too long for anyone to sit through all that.
Nice work on you mug, mate. Oh, he's trying to get me in a position where look, I have to walk onto the private land to get past him. Look at that.
It's not on the stream, man.
I love it.
Stream.
Yeah, he does love it.
I can hear it, but I can't see it.
Oh, sorry, you can't see it?
I can.
Not on Streamlabs. Not on Streamlabs. Oh, you can on Streamlabs.
Yeah, okay. I can see
StreamYard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out and come back in.
All right, no worries.
Sir, you want to talk to me? Can I have your number, sir? What's your name? Don't put your hands on me. Oi, got COVID, mate. Don't put your hands on me. Don't put your hands on me.
Sir, can you keep social distance?
Can you? I'm trying to walk through the pathway, sir. Trying to walk through the pathway, sir. They won't let me. You're pushing me back.
Hey guys, I'm going to kind of bail. I'm going to be watching. Guys. Chaps, have a good evening, guys.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Are you done?
Who said it? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
That was me, mate. So, yeah, I think
take care, Mr. Ralph. Have yourself a wonderful night.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Yes, wa alaikum assalam, my brother.
Peace out, man. Up.
Take care. Have a good one.
So fucking predictable. These are the ones I don't want you to see. Hey, look, get a close look at that. This is harassment, sir. You're harassing me now if you stop me from walking forward, sir. Sir, you're harassing me, sir. Sir, why can't I do my business, sir?
Sir, step back.
Sir, why can't I do my business, sir?
Because officers are doing their official duty down there.
I am doing my official duty here. They are illegal immigrants and I'm not allowed to report on that. Hey?
Where you're stood there is a public right away.
You're breaking my public...
My right of access,
I
my
can
right
use...
to travel. You are committing a criminal offence. Do you understand that?
Do you understand that? Commit a criminal offence?
So, get back.
Sir, no, I won't, sir.
Get back.
What are you doing, sir? Don't push me, sir. Sir! No, sir! No, I did not, sir! You walked into me! No, sir! No, sir! I want to get past on public, sir! Sir, yes there is, sir, because you're blocking my public right of way, sir!
By the way,
you're blocking my public...
Sorry?
This footpath has been going on for weeks, this footpath battle. So what they're doing, they're blocking a lane, but they're blocking it in such a way, I don't know if you noticed, but they park the coach in such a way that you can't even walk past the coach because they know Leggett's coming.
Yeah, but what I mean is he's getting the footage anyway, so why is he...
Yeah, the reason why there is because the person to his right, he's another YouTuber but knows a lot about the law, and because he's quoting it, I think Alan's feeling a bit more brave than normal.
I see.
So I think he's sort of, yeah, I mean, he's been literally on his own.
Though, what he should do is just...
Up until that day, he was on his own up until that day for weeks, and he doesn't know the law like I know the law, or just like other people know the law. He's still sort of like, getting to grips with it all in the sense of knowing 100% what he can do and what he can't.
His main thing is to record these refugees going in.
Yeah.
And he's doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And I have spoken to him about it. I've said to him, please don't speak to them if you don't need to speak to them.
Yeah.
And especially if it's a civilian accosting you, don't interact with the civilian. Just tell them, I don't want to speak to you and go away.
It's the footage that matters.
Yeah, but of course, I think it's become like it's pretty personal because this example here, and I can show you like over the last week they've gone about 10 times hands on him, and he's not actually doing this. They're just literally walking up to him in the car park and pushing him back. He's not pushing them, and he's going, well, push me a bit harder, just because.
The thing is, if they're preventing him from actually getting the footage, that would be.
Yeah, that's right. More. As far as I was concerned, he had good footage there. So
yeah, the footage is all that matters.
Yeah, I agree, but I think it's more personal with that, because that premise is there. Like I said, this has been going on for weeks, and Leggett basically sits outside on the wall there, under like, he can't even hide really, because you've got to stay reasonably close. And he's got nowhere to put himself. So basically, he just sat there for hours, and sometimes he doesn't get a hit, and he goes on.
Yeah, but what he's doing is great work. He's still doing amazing work, because none of this would be reported by the media.
Oh, none of it, and it's been proven. This is 100% proven, because they haven't reported on it, and it's been going on. I don't know if you want to see, but I can show you the original graveyard footage, the graveyard sting. It's the one in the woods about 10 back. It's about, I think it's 30 minutes long or 12, but the actual money shot is within 1 minute. But yeah, he broke that, and everyone else followed.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing to do is tell everyone just to go over and check out his footage on his channel as well, because I mean, his channel is doing well, but to be honest with you, YouTube is on such a massive banning raid that I think we should all echo the stuff he puts on his channel, in other channels, so that it's you know what I mean. It's spread amongst multiple channels. Otherwise, they just can shut him down within overnight. They did it to so many people. Stefan Molyneux has like 1 million. I think it was like coming up to 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Bam, gone. You know what I mean? So they are culling. The cull has begun, and you can't just rely on YouTube as your only source of social media. So is he got BitChute as well?
He's dropped out. Base
dropped out. Oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he's
him and his
his mobile thing.
Nokia 3600. Okay. In that case, there he is. He's back. Based. You back?
Yeah.
Based. I was gonna say, has he got has Active got BitChute and all of that set up as well?
I don't really think so. No, I think it is mainly YouTube for him.
We got to set it up,
But
otherwise he's going to lose all of this. YouTubers are just bastards nowadays. They will just lock you out. They'll just shut you down within minutes. Stefan Molyneux had like nearly 1 million subs. Bam, they just killed him. Atheism is Unstoppable, like 4 channels they took down from him.
And he's going against the grain at the moment because they're not happy about him. They're not happy about him doing this sort of shit.
They're gonna come for Active.
They know his name. The lad that was there that day, they knew his name when he was there. Mind you, he did turn up in his van, so I suppose they did a PNC check on his plate. But yeah, he's going against the grain, and he's taking it like a joke, as you can see. A lot of the time, he's sort of when they're after him, like you said, running away on a scooter.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not just that. I'm talking about his YouTube channel. If that's the only place these videos are up,
I agree.
It's a very, very dangerous situation. His stuff is the kind of stuff they want to ban, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the moment,
he's right on the firing line in a way.
Yeah. At the moment, he may have got lucky. He may have gone. Flew under the radar. For
he's had about 7 YouTube channels, I think.
Yeah. Wow. But what I mean is he should set up a direct connection. You can, because I can even help him if he wants to. You can set up your BitChute
so basically
channel.
You can download everything onto BitChute, can't you? Everything automatically goes
your
through.
BitChute channel, you can set it up so that it connects to your YouTube channel. Every time you upload to YouTube, it uploads to BitChute automatically. He doesn't even have to manually. Although these videos that he has on there now, he may have to manually put them on BitChute. But anything from that point onwards, once he set it up, he's good to go. He can just he can just set it up. As I say, he can just upload his videos on YouTube, and they would automatically be on BitChute. Although some of his live streams, because I've noticed live streams, especially those 2-3 hours long, BitChute doesn't upload them. It doesn't like them. Yeah, because BitChute is on blockchain, and also I think their storage capacity is kind of limited. So they tend to not get these 4 or 5 hour streams. I've noticed a lot of my longer streams, up to an hour, it uploads. Anything past that, you're on dodgy ground. It's a hit and miss.
Talk about live streams, everyone. If you want to see a bit of American action, best streaming channel that does multi-screens. So basically they'll have 8-9 screens on the screen, and they'll just concentrate on one, whatever's happening. Is a channel called Portland Andy on YouTube. Big up Portland Andy. You should check him out. It kicks off between 1 a.m. in the morning normally. It starts kicking off, and it's kicking off in Portland at the moment.
Oh, Portland. Oh, I see.
It's fucking like commie shithole. It's fucking right kicking off down there.
Ah, yes.
Oh, it is. Seriously. The mayor was out last night. The mayor, Ted Wheeler, this fucking communist mayor. Wheeler. And he was with a big security team. And it's the classic, because they started attacking him. And Antifa were attacking him. And he was going, this is disgusting what Trump's bringing the troops in. And it's got nothing to do with, like, I can't control the city, and you fucking ravaging mob have just taken it over. They're going, I agree with you. And they went, fuck off, Ted, you cunt. They were like, little Ted, they're all throwing fucking shit at him. Security team were like fully stressed out. It's like 1 a.m. or whatever time he turns up. Like, it's night time, it's dark. fucking he got gassed by the police and attacked by Antifa.
No, I think I've seen that guy. The thing is, most of these politicians are weaselly, weak-ass, piss-weak people anyway.
Yeah.
That's the nature of most politicians anyway. So I'm not surprised most of these guys are weaseling their way.
Portland's a fucking shithole. It literally is a shithole. It's like the left rule it down there. The police aren't in charge, really. I know they are, but they let so much shit go on.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of these politicians are just weaselly little fucks. You can't really depend on them. Guys...
Well, Ted Wheeler had that... who's that crazy Asian bird? I'm sure it was her. Valaka. Is it that Avec Valaka?
I have no idea.
He had her personal number on his fucking...
on his phone?
On his, it was on emails. He had emailed her. He had like, direct contact with her.
Bloody hell.
Like, and she's like part of BAM, which is by all means necessary.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tells you everything, really, doesn't it?
Oh, I see. I know that one. Yvette, the little short Asian sort of Oriental girl. Yes.
Yeah, that was Portland. That was Portland, and she's from Portland. Yeah, it is Portland.
That's right. Yeah. BAM.
Whether she lives there or not, she fucking goes there for fucking riots.
Yeah. I've seen that.
5 foot some midget or something she is.
Yeah, she's a nasty character. Proper nasty character. I've seen her encourage literally like people fighting and beating people out. And she could be responsible for someone dying, and she doesn't give two shits. She's just so fucking wrapped up in
Ted Wheeler either had
politics,
an email or a phone number on his personal phone or on a works phone. One or the other.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys. I'm running 2.5 hours now. I'm gonna call it quits because I think it's I think we've got the chunky portions of this stream out of the way. Thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna drop off and then I'll just finish it off on with
Beyond Atheism started a bit interesting, didn't it? A bit spicy.
You should check him out on Discord. He's an interesting chap. I actually met him in Speaker's Corner. He comes down to Speaker's Corner from time to time. He's an acquired taste, shall we say. But anyway, guys, thanks for coming and have yourselves a wonderful evening. I'll catch you guys later. Ciao. All right, boys and girls. Here we are again, just us. Well, what have we learned, kids? What have we done? What have we acquired? What knowledge has been passed to us all? I think I've learned a few things. I've noticed I saw something in Sarah Garvey that I hadn't seen before because I was so focused on his anti-Islam stance, even though him and Tommy would see eye to eye in every sense of that. But I think I've noticed another side to Mr. Garvey, which I hadn't seen before, and maybe I just was blind. I was just ignoring it because I had seen a lot of his black nationalist sort of rhetoric, and I just ignored it. But I think with this little interview and these questions, it shows. Sometimes these guys, I know no matter how much they've been raised in this country, they've been born here, and yet they still don't seem to feel part of this society, which is a shame because I find this society to be incredibly welcoming. I don't know what it is that they don't see that I see, or they haven't experienced that I've experienced. I don't know what it is. Maybe if you're born in luxury and riches, you just don't see anything different. This is the way of life. I think these guys, they really need to go and live in another country which really is racist and then come back to Britain and reevaluate, because I think most of these guys, I don't know, I just don't see them. Or even maybe they go back to the motherland. Maybe they go back to the African continent and find the corner of it which is suited to them. I don't know. Me, I just would be happy if people who live here actually love this place and like this place as much as the rest of us do. If you don't like this place, why are you here? this is the amazing thing. There are people queuing out the door, begging to come in. Look at those refugees on the bus just earlier on. These people are swimming across, hostile waters to beg for refugee status here. And then we've got people who really, I think underneath it all, they don't like this country. They don't give a shit. Flags are burned, so what? Your flag is burned. So what? We desecrate your society. We desecrate your heritage. We don't give a shit. We're just here for the fucking housing benefits and universal credit. We're just here for the supermarkets. We're here to get our bellies fat. And then if your country goes to shit, we'll just swim across another pond and ask for asylum somewhere else, I guess. I guess that's what it really, I think, comes down to, is these guys have plan B. And some of us, we don't have a plan B. This is our plan A, B, and C, and D. And maybe that's where the British people or the white Anglo-Saxons kind of feel a bit, they don't have a plan B either. To them, they're not looking. Admittedly, I think, what's her name? Katie Hopkins. I think she's actually got a plan B. She's looking to move to Poland soon. Either Poland or United States. I think most likely United States. United States is welcoming her with open arms. I think she's going to move to United States before long. But I think some people are. There are Jewish people that are moving to Eastern European countries. Although Eastern European countries are not particularly welcoming of the Jews either. But nevertheless, they feel safer there now than they do in Western Europe. Maybe there's something to be said about that. I don't know. People are moving, man. People are moving. People are moving out the cities. People are moving out the so-called liberal countries. It's and the migrants are dying to get in. The Syrians and the Afghanis and the Libyans are dying to get in. And the natives are like, fuck this. We're getting out while the going is good. You know what they say, man? You import the third world, you become the third world. So, on that note, I bid you all farewell. I bid you all a wonderful evening. I am planning to do another show tomorrow, but I need to do some editing and stuff. Hopefully, things will go nicely. And in the meanwhile, have yourselves a wonderful evening. Look after yourselves. Love each other. And tickle your ass with a feather. And I don't have any music lined up. You see, this is what happens when you say that and you don't have music lined up. Here it is. Let's go with this. Peace. Ciao.